Lewis pack, eating that shit like a Big Mac. Knock your door, show out the hustle, be ready for war. Sipping this drink, so he pull me a four. Bitches love money, I got galore. Laser my beam, I keep it attached. Your hush, she in love when I hit from the back. Building that shit, call it Lewis pack, eating that shit like a Big Mac.
Up, yeah, you know that it's going down. Gotta show 'em what's up. Run up the stairs cause I'm breaking some barriers. Battling castles, destroy the interior. Going all out just to show who's superior. Statements again, well the more is the merrier. Filled with excitement and that's my hysteria. Got something I gotta address. Don't ever underestimate the power I possess. Tear 'em into pieces, then we fill 'em with a mess. Moving to the next and now I'm headed in a spaceship. Traffic through the galaxy, I conquer with replacements. Running through the land as I embrace it with amazement. Animated, then I gravitated towards digitality. This my reality, I go to different phases. Captivated, moments activated. Notion power up and I'm destroying my opponents. Agitated, notions jabbing, taking over. No more conversation, don't know where I'm going. I can murder every plan and take it all. Destroy the kingdom, simply tearing down the wall. No one to stop me might leave you all appalled. I always win and that's your standard protocol. Yeah, run it up and then I take it down. Come into it with a different sound. Go defeat them all in every round. Shoot for stars and way above the clouds. Defeat them once I started on the ground. Still ain't on the charts, I'm underground. Do it for me, never for the crowd. Never for the crowd, no. Yeah, I'm reaching up. Yeah, you know that it's going down. Gotta show 'em what's up. Run up the stairs cause I'm breaking some barriers. Battling castles, destroy the interior. Going all out just to show who's superior. Statements again, well the more is the merrier. Filled with excitement and that's my hysteria. Transport down to an 8-bit style. Looking so neat, yeah you know it's worthwhile. Gotta take the game, put it back into a file. Living for the moment, I'll be ready just to die. Leaving all my enemies, I put them to the side. Ready to eliminate the fear that I applied. Now they feel intimidated, see it in his eyes. You really wanna look comments, watch this. Up, down, left, right, slide through the beat. Glide through the beat, time to release mind to unique. Fear failing, I can see it in the eyes of all bestowed. They getting claustrophobic. Remove some pressure, ease the tension. Constant nonsense overflow, I keep it open. The knees is weak, the heart is racing. Now there's no more chasing love, they feel like hopeless, need a token. No machinery, now the beast to woke. Change the scenery, should be getting old. Now I'm free to be obsoletely cold. Yeah. And all of my enemies try to convert, then they try to resemble me. It never works, it ain't hard to remember me. Off of one verse I rehearsed a few times and went back. Yeah, I'm reaching up. Yeah, you know that it's going down.
Nice.
Gotta show 'em what's up.
We're live. Hello everybody. What's up, Wizard? Oh my god, you guys got hit with an ad. I swear I have ads off. No, oh, okay, so I have the ads off, but I forgot to run an ad during the break, so you guys will get ads because it's a pre-roll ad. That sucks. That's my fault. You know, we had a tournament yesterday. I still have it on tournament settings for a bunch of things. I'm joined by Baron, the GOAT.
Hello, yes,
the guy who
I'm
knows
here.
every little thing. Okay, you already have an opponent.
Actually, I'm gonna pull up your stream as well on my end, just so I can read the chat, just for fun.
Gotcha. Chat, where was everybody? You guys love coach. Where was everybody? Oh,
there we go.
I remember. No, Paris was 30 minutes. Yeah, Paris was 30 minutes late while the stream was going on. I was like, ah.
Oh, good golly! Wow.
But yes, this is Baron, and for the people that asked, yeah, he is GOAT. You know, a bunch of people. They always ask me, dude. I want to say this. Most of my viewers don't know much about like bigger community members like you, Carlito.
Okay, I see.
They did not know. They're like, how good is Carlito? I'm like, he's gold.
He's good.
How good is MC?
Yep, Carlito's about where I'm at, I think.
how good is Skeldra? That's what I mean. Like they asked Skeldra, EU top 3 EU pro. I'm like,
wow.
Top 3. This was before he was top 3 EU pro. This was when he was top 8 EU pro. I'm like, he's top 8 player. You know, like a bunch of playoff game coming on it. 52 minutes. I'm gonna need some 40 points from Luca. Let's go, Luca. I only like him because he used to play in Real Madrid. Baron, are you a basketball fan?
I don't really follow sports very much, so I don't know much about it. I'm afraid. I know about the sport, but not like players or teams or anything.
Got you.
Oh wait, I need to choose a. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, Wiz is choosing. Okay.
All right, Baron. Do you remember meeting me at BCX or no? Was I just like one of 200 people you were asking a question to?
So a lot of it has to do with like putting a face to a name. I don't remember what your face looks like, but once I do see that, if I do see that, then yeah, I would probably remember.
How about I ask you the questions you asked me? How about I ask you the 2 questions?
Okay.
All right. What is Jaeyoon's pet dragon named?
I think I remember. Okay, I do remember asking that, but I don't remember what you. I'm very sorry. I don't remember what you look like there. I'm trying to look on your Twitter to try to find a picture of you or something.
I'll get the selfie. I'll get the selfie while you get the game going. I'll get also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh right, I need to.
Yeah.
Wait, what the? Oh, here we go. Yeah.
But and then do you remember Jaeyoon's dragon? Is that like stuck in your mind? Jaeyoon's pet dragon's name?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Yeah. So his pet it was actually I think it's dragon turtle. Emugi is the name. Yeah.
Okay. And also, who taught? I think it was who taught Jaeyoon how to be good at poker, if I remember correctly.
Ah, well, I mean, no. So Jaehyun taught somebody else how to play Korean poker, which is Tujong. And the person he taught was Fate.
Yep.
And Jaehyun regrets teaching Fate because Fate is a clairvoyant. She can see the future, crystal ball, witch, all that kind of stuff. And so because of that, she's really good at gambling because she cheats basically. Like that's what it comes down to. So Jaehyun regrets teaching her that. Oh yes, okay, yeah, I do remember.
There's no way you saw it now. We're in the middle of a game.
I have 2 monitors. I'm able to handle that.
Oh, okay.
So that, yeah, okay.
He got
so anyway, yeah. So
he has was it dragon turtle?
I think I'm pretty sure it was a dragon turtle or something like that.
Yes, he has a pet dragon turtle. Oh, they got hit with ads. I fixed the pre-roll ads. Just sorry.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, understandably at BCX there are a lot of people, and I do try to not treat people as like a number or anything like that because I don't. But anyway, so thanks for sharing the picture. I appreciate it. That helps a lot.
No problem. Honestly, you're like, oh, I asked, I'm like, oh, Baron, what's up? He's like, oh, who are you? I'm like, I'm just some like streamer guy. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, don't worry.
I think part of it too is also that like I don't like closely follow the wider like Twitch streaming game or something like that. Like I know people more on like Twitter and a few people on Discord. And I usually only use Twitch for like when I personally stream, and I haven't like been following, or even like same thing with YouTube as well. There's a lot of Brawlhalla YouTubers I don't really know that well.
Yeah, I feel you.
So,
I watch them if they're like streaming while I watch. Like I'm like, okay, this guy's streaming. But yes, chat, we're also gonna have 5 codes from Baron, the lad himself. So yes, even if you do beat Baron, stick around because you can answer some more questions.
Yeah, so actually here's what I'll do. So if you beat me, I will ask you a question about the legend you played. And if you can answer the question correctly, then you get a code from me. And the codes are going to be, I have 3 Gardener Bodvar codes and 2 Druid Mage Chell codes. Those are from the recent Bloomhalla thing. So yeah, so beat me first, and then if you beat me, then I'll give you an extra lore challenge. And I have 5 codes that I can give away for that. So there we go. I kind of before all this, when I was invited to do this, I kind of thought that you'd be giving away a lot of codes because of my average skill, but I'm doing better than I thought already. I'm playing my main right now, Scarlet. I am open to legend request, by the way.
I have that Brawlhalla notes for real? Yes. Oh yeah. Baron is doing legend request. If you guys want to request a legend, it is in channel points 150. we can even lower that below 150. But
Yeah, for all the lore nerds, I'm absolutely
no more. There's a lot. And yes, this is the Lore Master Baron. Baron knows all the lore. We won't ask you 2 questions. We won't ask you the genuine question. And Baron is positive. Let's go.
There we go.
Is
Wow,
Baron gonna
well
join
played.
one of the? And yes, if you lose, and it's just like every other challenge. If you lose to Baron, yes, you can come back again and try beating him again. But we are focusing on everybody new first.
Okay, I saw someone asked me to. Yeah, good job,
Ragnar.
Wizard. Well done, Ragnar. Yeah, I see Ragnar. Let's see, which Ragnar skin should I use? I have like level 2 Elder Wild Ragnar, or actually this will be fun. We'll play Raphael.
Okay, so I heard some bad news that you aren't going to CEO. I forgot where I heard that from.
I don't think I announced that. Oh wait, well I think I probably commented somewhere.
My bad, chat. My bad. Man.
I'm not.
Well, you guys didn't hear anything.
It's fine. Like I'm not going to CEO because if I go, like, basically I don't have like I'm all the way in the western U.S. So traveling out to Atlanta would be it's a bit out of the way for me essentially.
So
which I know that's
you're like choosing between BCS and CEO.
Yeah, that's exact. And so I would rather go to BC if I have to choose one. I think BCX is the bigger deal. More people will be there, and I'll have more opportunities to meet people there.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if I will be at BCX. My wife and I are still trying to figure out like our travel expenses for the year and for like the rest of the year and stuff. But now that we know the dates, that is helpful. A little later in November than I expected, honestly.
Yeah, it is a little bit later.
It's like 1 week later than usual.
Yeah, CEO's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be there, and for the last.
I look forward to all the pictures. So yeah, I love seeing people's land pictures. So I'm sorry I won't be there, but yeah.
A lot of people ask me how do I get on these challenges. Just find me and take a picture with me. I'm gonna bring another Yu-Gi-Oh card, and yeah, for the people that are asking for part 2s, which I know I get a lot, like I want a second chance. Part 2s is gonna be a little bit different, I want to say. I want part 2s to be a little bit more special. I still want to do part 1s with a lot of people. Like, we have a BCS champion who would be in one of these Beat the Code challenges.
Oh,
that
nice.
hasn't been on here yet, because they were supposed to come around the Royale time, but they qualified for the Royale.
Oh, so, they went to that, yeah okay.
Of course, yeah.
Sense.
So, hopefully, I'll talk to them at CEO, and then we'll get them here. Don't worry, every time we have somebody really good on here, we bring like two players that are below diamond, is what I try to do. Like, we'll bring a pro in, and then we'll bring two, because like people will complain, like, oh my god, you only bring hard people on. I'm like, no, I bring anybody.
Yeah, he just brings anybody on his stream, like me.
Anybody
there we go.
Take a picture with.
Good job.
Well,
yeah,
you're not just
so
anybody. You are the. Oh my goodness. You are the love master. All right.
Well, well played. Pretty much there aren't. I'm not great with axe or guitars, so choosing Ragnar was a bit of a handicap for me. Let's see, Slendy or whatever, or I think the end's official. You get, I'll get to ask you a question about Lucian, and if you get this correctly, then you get your choice of one of my 2 codes here. So let's see, Lucian. Okay, this is one I always like to ask for Lucian. So Lucien was part of he was like the leader of a gang of robbers in France, okay? However, he betrayed his own gang by promoting his second in command and then leaving and then turning his whole gang in. He got reward money for it. How much reward money did he get? It was in francs. So how many francs did he, which is like the old French money, how many francs did Lucien get for turning in his group? What was the reward? This is open book. If you want to look up his lore, feel free. This is a slightly obscure kind of thing.
Is this only to Slendy, or is this to like anybody in the chat?
To the person who beat me.
Okay, only to Slendy. If you guys want to ask for code, beat Baron, and also join in.
100,000 francs. That is it. Yep, that is the answer. So, so Slendy, you get to choose between Gardener Bodvar or Druid Mage Chell. Those are the 2 codes I have on offer.
W Baron. Don't worry. When we take a big shot at BCS, hopefully you'll go. We'll do a part 2 with more quizzes. I'm
Nice.
so down to do a podcast.
Yeah. So with those, like, I'm always happy to quiz people. You'll take the Bodvar.
Oh
Excellent.
yeah, I know
So
you.
I will. So I will give. By the way, I will give you the code for
Okay.
Gardner Bodvar, so you can give it to them.
DM me on Discord, and if you don't have my Discord, just join the Discord server. My username there is Skissets. Yes, next level. We even let you on. We let anybody on, as long as they took a picture with me and they're cool.
There we go. So yeah, there's Skixex. You can give that over to them.
Slender.
Yeah.
My DMs. Yeah, we let anybody on.
They really let anyone. I mean, yeah, I appreciate that. All inclusive and all that. You know.
Baron isn't just anybody. This is Quillburn's owner. And, you know, we gotta ask you that. We always ask the hard questions, so I don't know why it just seems so hard to ask you the hard questions though. But
I'm happy to answer any questions to the best of my ability, by all means.
You can just say pass, but we always ask everybody this that's part of an ARG.
Sure.
It's kind of awkward because you're the ARG leader. So
it's fine. I'm open about it.
If you could drop anybody from your ARG, who would it be? Like,
oh gosh.
Well,
see, this is a bit different for Quillborn because we focus on like creating things, and we don't really have like an esports team or anything. I mean, if I could drop anybody, who would I drop? So that's the question, right?
You don't have.
Well, see, the thing is, I could, but I won't. The people who are currently in are great people, and like when we're able to make things, then we do. Sorry, yeah, I didn't see a request for another legend, so I'm just going with Scarlet again. So yeah, so there's that.
Got you. And pick a character so I can ready it up. And who would you pick up if you could pick up anybody? Who would you? Pick
up? Okay. That's also about as difficult because I would definitely. Oh, you're requesting Rag. Oh, you want to win, don't you? Okay. Okay, I see how it is. That's fine.
But yeah, if you could pick up anybody, who would it be?
That's also hard because I know that I'm definitely happy to put in a good word for anybody. Honestly, like it'd be really cool to see like I have ideas for like little like trailers or animations, and I'd be happy to like have to work with Pepino on things. So
yeah,
there's that.
Once you started cooking, I was like Pepino.
I mean, also like at Quillborn, like we're happy to like work with anybody in or out of it. So that's not even a problem really. A lot of current Quillborn membership is just kind of like people who were in like the previous org essentially. Is kind of what happened. Ragnar equals easy. Oh come on.
Speaking of
just for that, I'm gonna take the gloves off here. I feel like I do a little bit better when I'm unarmed.
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. What does Quillborn mean?
Quillborn, yeah. So basically, the name and the logo and the colors all came from this idea of sort of like reinventing ourselves as like a phoenix, essentially, like reborn from the ashes. Now, personally, I had wonderful experiences in Global Breakout, right, being part of that. But of course, there is certainly a sense of like we can't use Global Breakout anymore. Yeah. Like I don't own any of the Global Breakout stuff, so I needed to create something new. And so just this idea of like a phoenix rising from what came before, and also the idea of like being creative and like making fire content and stuff. There we go. Good job. It is so. It's kind of like just basically a group of artists who are creating things when we can, and we have projects in the works, but they're very slow going, and we don't have like a schedule or anything. But we just like making things when we can. Anyway, good job. Ends. I will now ask you to So you get a code for beating me, but now I'm going to ask you a lore question about Orion. You used Orion, so. Ends, can you tell me, for an additional code, there is one other legend who recognizes Orion from somewhere. We don't know where. It's not Artemis, but there is one other legend who recognizes Orion from somewhere. Who is that legend? And it's not Artemis.
I know this one. I think I know this one. Think and think. Is this open note?
It is. Yeah, it is open book. By all means. This is slightly harder because you actually would not see this on Orion's lore, but it is in the lore somewhere. Yeah, somebody else recognized Orion. Artemis doesn't count here. You asked Sir Roland or Lord Vrax. I'm afraid not. No. And by the way, I am going to just give, because it's open book. I'm giving people one chance to answer this. So I'm sorry, Enz, but the answer is Mirage.
No. Really?
If you look in Mirage's lore, one of her quotes in the lore says, "Of all the afterlives to run in, of all the afterlives, I had to run into this one. You had to end up in this one. What are they calling you these days?" Like, Mirage is saying these things, what are they calling you these days? As if she knows him from somewhere, and we don't know where that comes from. We don't know what that connection is at all. Just part of the mystery. Orion's all about being a mystery. So Mirage went through a time travel portal and went back in time. So anyway, but Enz, you still get the code for beating me. You just don't get the extra one from the lore thing.
DM me on Discord. These are the codes available, by the way, for beating Baron. We got a RGB Spear of V3 or V4.
And anyway, so I don't see a legend request, so I'm just gonna go with Scarlet, unless I see another legend request before the match. Yep, we're good. Okay. I usually don't have much of a preference when it comes to. Oh, you said Ragnar, but no, this is somebody else.
Varden, Ragnar. Don't worry about the Varden. No, this it's a running joke where he requests a character.
It's a running joke. Okay, yeah. I'm like, that is not even a character in the lore anywhere.
Okay. Is there any other game you're really into the lore for, other than Brawlhalla like this, or no?
Oh, so there are definitely other game franchises that I love the lore for, but I haven't gotten into the community for it because usually there's a large lore community for it already, and I'm like, they've got enough people, and I'll just enjoy it as a casual, essentially. That's how I feel about Legend of Zelda lore. I have Legend of Zelda books and stuff, but there's already lots of other YouTube channels covering that stuff, so that's why I don't go into that. Same thing with SCP. I love SCP stuff, but that's got quite a large community there already.
I had somebody over and we were talking about SCP today too.
So I love SCP stuff, but that there's already a big. I was into League of Legends lore for a little bit. I've kind of lost interest a bit, but and also just lore for lots of other things. I did make another lore wiki for a series of horror games called made by Apsir Incorporated. It's a developer from the Philippines, and I still need to update that wiki. It's been a while. So, but there's that.
If I could
basically,
if I could choose you to go to any other game for lore, it'd be Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. I am intrigued by Dark Souls, Elden Ring lore, but I don't really play the games. And oh my gosh, wow. And I also have I also know there's lots of other YouTube channels and stuff that cover those.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But yeah, I'm sure there are others if I can think of it. Anyway, good job to who was that? Royko, Waystar, yeah. Royko. So Royko, because you beat me, you get to answer a Magyar question. Waystar. Okay, cool. Waystar. Zavanoya. Excellent. Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to ask you a Magyar question. For an additional code, either Gardner Road Varge, Road Mage Chell, your choice if you get this. So, Magyar is part of a spooktacular Halloween choir in Valhalla. Which voice part does Magyar sing? So if you think of a choir, right, you got soprano, alto, tenor, baritone, bass, counteralto. Which so Magyar fills out a certain choir section. Yeah, they're in a choir. Yeah. So which choir section do they sing in? And again, it's open book. You can look in Magyar's lore or somewhere anywhere else if you'd like.
Nah, I gotta look at the So,
It's crazy.
Magyar singing the Halo theme. How
Right?
long-
Yeah, Magyar singing the Halo theme would go crazy. How long do I have? Just we don't want to go too long, but just like go into Magyar's lore, maybe like the next like 30 to 60 seconds or something.
If it hits 7:30 p.m. Eastern, or
That's like a minute from now.
yeah, a minute. Yeah, that's
But Zavanoya is the one who needs to answer it. So
yep. Zava. Come on, Zava, you look
I will
good.
say it is in Magyar's lore. So there is that.
Zava, this is like you're the biggest Magyar fan. You should know this, my boy. I'll hold my tongue. See, I thought it was Wu Shang who knew Orion because of that one trailer where he like stops Orion and Artemis fighting.
Oh no! He was just Wuxian baritone. Yes, it's the baritone part, which is kind of like between tenor and bass, like a lower part and stuff. So Magyar sings baritone. Excellent, very good. Zavanoya, you get to choose either a Gardner Bodvar code or a Druid Mage Chell code, and whichever one you choose, I will give it to Skixex, and who will give it to you.
Can you just call me Ski or Romeo?
He,
like Ski or Romeo.
okay, I don't like. I think this is my first time actually like trying to like say the name out loud and stuff. So Ski, I'm fine with that. That's fine. Druid Mage Chill. There you go. I gave it to Ski, or we're good to go.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well done. Oh, William. Yes, William is up next. Excellent. So, just so you know, you guys, if you beat me, you'll be answering our question based on the legend you chose. So, just keep that in mind.
Zava, DM me on Twitter, my boy. I mean, on Discord, my boy, not Twitter. Says, can I play next again? We're prioritizing everybody who went first right now. If
Let's
I win a
see.
tournament already, only
Actually,
I ask my own.
yeah, I'll go Skylar again. Why not?
Got you,
I'll
bro. That sounds like a
bring
good
out a
idea.
new skin. I'll bring out this one.
Oh, you got requested Ragnar.
Oh, again? Did I?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Never mind. You're right.
Okay, I'm like,
Yeah,
why
no.
Ragnar all of a sudden? Like, you could choose so many other legends that I'm
Remember,
at like only
so-
level 10 at or something.
Character requests are on channel points, 150 channel points. You know what? Speaking of channel points, before we start this, we're gonna put a little prediction for more channel points. Will
Okay.
Baron win the next match?
I don't remember how good William is. Like I'm both are level 40. Oh yeah, that's right. We both have our legend at 48. Excellent.
Yes or no, chat. You guys have 1 minute to choose. You know, a little bit of.
I don't see a legend request, so I'm going with Scarlet, my main. So there you go.
Is Scarlet your favorite character because you like how she plays, or because of her lore?
So I chose Scarlet at first because I really like steampunk stuff. I think steampunk stuff is cool. Her lore is also a lot of fun as well. I also like her weapons. Like I think lance and hammer are fun to play. I also consider myself decently well-rounded besides that because I try to get every legend to level 10. My favorite weapons in general tend to be like hammer, lance, orb, and boots. Those are my favorites.
We are going great soon, my boy.
I do enjoy great sword. Like I do like Magyar. Magyar is a lot of fun, but I have been enjoying great sword in the past year or so. So that's another one I like. I think weapons that I'm kind of not great at include gauntlets, katars, blasters, and scythe. Kind of. I love playing Fate, so I enjoy playing scythe a little bit, but I'm good with like weapons that allow you to be patient, essentially. Like hammer and lance, especially. Like it's more about getting the good hits in and finding good opportunities to do so, and that's kind of more of my play style, I think. I will say I also do enjoy spear, and I'm very happy about the lightsaber spears. Ooh, and I just love that side signature right there with Scarlet, the one where you can go off the edge. Yep.
I asked you this once. How are crossovers, like, are they like canon or?
Crossovers?
Yeah.
So my understanding is that so basically, first of all, it's my understanding that every animated trailer is canon. which would beg the question, what about crossover trailers? I believe they are canon to the Brawlhalla universe. However, crossovers do not affect the story of the lore. They're basically just visitors because Valhalla is connected to many different realms. And so people come from all over the multiverse to go to Valhalla. And so the crossovers are just visiting, essentially. The only crossovers that actually have lore, that actually have like a part in the story of Brawlhalla lore, would be Rayman and Ezio, because they're kind of like more permanent residents of, well, maybe not permanent residents of Valhalla, but they spend more time there. And I think people like Poe or like the WWE people or Adventure Time or Star Wars, they're just kind of like hanging out and fighting just to have fun, because that's what it's all about, just having fun in battles. I saw another question that was directed to me. With the new cutscenes being a thing, do you think they will probably start making the next Battle Pass more linear to canon? The interesting thing is, they've already kind of been doing that. So with Battle Passes, that's an interesting thing. Ever since Battle Pass Season 4, like originally, and you see this even more with like, especially Battle Pass Seasons 8 and 9, the Battle Passes are basically parallel universes. They're alternate dimensions. Like, Battle Pass Season 4 is, what if Diana did not survive her 11 days in Helheim and like fell from grace or something. That's that. Or like in the Terminus one is a lot of fun, because that's one where like Loki is essentially like showing off his plans of like trying to manipulate different timelines to stop Ragnarok from happening. So the battle passes are alternate timelines. And that's how it all works. Do I think metadevs will be canon / lore related soon? Maybe not. Wow. God. Anyway, good games. Good game, William. Well played. So the thing about metadevs is, I don't think there is a. I don't think they'll ever be canon, but there is a dev headcanon. What I mean by that is there are developers, there are BMG developers who have a kind of like a headcanon of their own. And I know you could argue that's actually canon, but it's not part of the game. It's just kind of like, oh, a dev thinks this would be a fun idea. So the idea of metadevs that, I know Left Stick Down likes the idea of metadevs being like, this is the special outfit that is like, that a legend earns by winning the tournament or something. And so I personally like that headcanon a lot, where if someone has a metadev, that means they won the grand tournament at some point, and that was their reward. Personally, I like that a lot. Do I foresee Odin ever being playable? Well, I will admit that I didn't think Loki would be playable. I thought he was too big of a character, but then all the Terminus stuff and Darkheart stuff was happening, and now we have him, so that's cool. I think Odin is less likely, just because Odin is the one who's in charge of the tournament, right? Every single character we play as in Brawlhalla, they are fighting in the grand tournament. So Odin fighting in the grand tournament, I think that would be kind of like Foda entering in BCX. I feel like that should be illegal, because it's Odin's tournament. Odin is the one running it. I think he's more of a figurehead kind of a thing. So I don't think he'd be playable, but I've been wrong before. But my guess is no, just because Odin is in charge of it. So I don't think Odin would enter his own tournament, because that wouldn't be fair. But like I said, I've been wrong before. I was wrong about Loki. If Odin becomes playable, that would be cool. I'd be happy about it.
Don't tell him I used to enter my own weapon trials back in the day. All right.
Here we go.
Favorite? I guess we got. Who's your favorite pro? Or do you not watch?
My favorite pro, and I don't follow esports very much, so I really only know like the big names. I will say, well, first of all, like I know he doesn't really compete that. Oh goodness gracious! I know he doesn't compete that much anymore, but I think Kyler Alice is pretty cool. He and I were involved in GB for a time, and everything. Let's see. I think. Let's see. I like a lot of pros, because anytime I've gone to BCX and anytime that I have something to give out, like the Lore Master or Lore Book Club titles, that's like probably the only times that I've like been able to interact with pros like directly, because they'd be like, "Hey Baron, can I get a code or something?" And I would ask them a lore question, and usually they do pretty good, surprisingly. Well, actually, there were a couple of pros who did not do very well, and I would kind of like give them a couple extra chances. And I want people to get these titles, so I was very generous. I think Luna struggled with answering a lore questions a couple years ago, for example, and I think Godly also struggled as well. No shade to them at all, but because they're good at what they do, and I'm good at what I do.
I can already hear Godly struggling. Ah, man, I don't know. Godly,
I will say, I think one of my, let's see, I like Meg D a bit because I actually fought him in bracket in BCX 2023, and yeah. Anyway, good job. I had a. So let's see. So Divi, I will ask you a question about Asuri in just a moment. I like Meg D because yeah, I met him in bracket, and obviously I didn't win against him, but I did take a stock off him. Oh, I've been kicked from the game room.
My bad, get in here. Oh, I tried to demo Enz. Oh my. Here, let me get the root, because Enz was already here.
Yeah. But anyway, when I was fighting against Meg D, he saw that I played Lance, and he's like, oh, well, I kind of hate Lance. So I think the main reason I took a stop off of Meg D was because I was playing Lance. So there's that. But yeah, anyway, there you go.
You're good.
Other question that I'm seeing here, see plotline where Odin is forced into his own tournament from outside evil forest, maybe would go hard. How deep does this lore go? As deep as you want it, my guy. Do I think there will be a legend that is like a god slayer similar to Kratos and God of War, where their main goal is to test the limit of what makes godly characters such as Zariel's gods? That's a good question. We've had several visitors come to Valhalla, and like from Mount Olympus or Elysium or whatever. That'd be a fun angle. Although I will say that Artemis came to Valhalla specifically to destroy Orion, and she can't do it. Like for some reason, she's not able to. So who knows?
Are you gonna ask Devilish? Or
oh, Divi, a question about Asuri.
Yep.
I see ads are going, so I don't know if Divi would
okay.
be able to hear.
I'd say wait for it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got about 35 seconds. Lore's so crazy, we haven't even hit the second apocalypse yet.
Oh, Devilish can hear.
Oh, he can. Okay, excellent. So an Asuri question. Let's see here. All right, so Asuri did not used to be a cat person. She actually used to be a young girl in like the Punjab, India area, but she became a cat tiger kind of person through a dark ritual. How old was she when that ritual happened? And then Ends is like, have you ever heard of Risk's lore? I specialize in Brawlhalla lore, but I don't specialize in like the lore of other orgs unless I like associate with them more often.
Graph, you can join by the way, Graph. If not, then Ends can go again. I know Graph was asking earlier how does this work.
What role is Rayman playing Ragnarok? None really. He's just he came to Valhalla because he was looking for the Horn of Lums. And it just happened to be one of the things you could win. Wait, Risk uses Brawlhalla lore? Why haven't I heard about this? What do you mean they use?
I don't think they've like made a video yet. I know they have like lore videos under development, but I don't think one has released yet.
Risk uses I don't know why I haven't heard about this. I'd be happy to talk to anyone at Risk to if they're interested. I mean, if they want to do their own thing, I don't have to monopolize. I don't want to monopolize lore. So if other people are doing lore stuff, that's great. I'm happy for it. Maybe. Well, okay. I was not aware of any of that. Anyway, Devilish, you still need to answer the question. How old was Asuri when when a ritual happened to turn her into the cat person she is?
Oh, I'm doing this because he has mods on.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys can still fight.
And you said it's been getting confusing. You need help solving this lore. I'm happy to help. Like I'm happy to be a resource. Absolutely. Like I'm happy to talk with anybody about the lore, no matter where. So, yeah, I'm surprised to hear that other people are using lore, and if you want my help, if you want me to be involved in that, by all means, my DMs are open on Twitter or Discord or whatever. By all means, talk to me. I'm happy to chat.
We'll give how much longer?
Right, that's what I'm thinking, Zavanoya. Like more like what if you want to focus on Brawlhalla, you can like you can like there's a lot of things you can draw upon here.
Yeah, I can change it. But
it is talking about Yggdrasil and Ragnarok a little bit, but there's a lot more to it as well. Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Ski.
How much more time do you want to give Devi?
Devi, I'll give them 30 more seconds. If they don't answer, then we'll just move on.
All right.
A couple people are saying they want to know the Baron lore. Well, that depends on what questions you want to ask me. You know, you can ask me whatever you'd like, and if I want to answer, I'm happy to.
I'll taller you, Baron, because you're tall as hell.
Am I that tall? I'm average for a guy my age and whatever. I'm like 5 feet 11 inches, so I'm like average height.
That is not average.
At least I thought I was average.
That is not average.
I thought average was like 5'8" to 5'11" or something for guys. My stats in game? What do you mean my stats in game? Artemis did pull a who would be the strongest? Artemis, it would definitely be up there. I still need to. The reason I haven't made a video about that yet is that I want to like sit down and take time to like actually like consider and research it based on what we know. But my I don't see Devi anywhere, so I guess we'll move on. I see that Koji has been requested. So 22 points. Choose your stats. That's what you're talking about. Okay. I would probably go more. So usually when I assign stats to like a character I make, I usually have higher points in intelligence, but we don't have that here. I'll say I would probably put things higher in dexterity and defense. I tend to play a bit more patiently, and so forth. So there you go. If that answers the question.
What's the lore with epic skins like Shin Sekai?
Oh, so that depends. Okay, that depends on the epic skin. So Shin Sekai Koji in particular. So that skin released with a few other Terminus-related cosmetics, and so Shin Sekai Koji is what Koji became when he was stuck in Terminus. And actually, Shin Sekai is the name of Red Raptor's planet, so there's some connection going on there between Koji and Red Raptor. The epic skins in general, like Inari Yumiko or Mad Genius Scarlet. Unless you hear otherwise, I assume that they're generally like that legend, like powered up essentially, like kind of like their stronger or strongest form. So Inari Yumiko is like kind of like a bit of a demigod form, as much as like Japanese yokai are and stuff like that, right? And then Mad Genius Scarlet is like Scarlet with like a mad lab. She's got lots of resources. She's making all kinds of crazy things with like time machines and flying machines and everything, space travel and all that stuff. So yeah, epic skins are just kind of like the souped up version of the legend. So I always love seeing like epic skins besides crossovers.
So you were talking earlier about alternate timelines. Is there like a main timeline, or is like? Yeah.
So the what you read as the lore, like the lore that you read in Meet the Legend and stuff. That's the main timeline. That's what I mean when I say the Brawlhalla universe. Like that's the main timeline. Ragnarok has not happened yet. The reason why we're currently just in this state of like all the legends are hanging out in Valhalla and just like doing a bunch of fights to pass the time. And everything. But in some timelines, Ragnarok has already happened. Maybe Loki caused Ragnarok to happen in other timelines or something, right? But it has not happened in this one, in this main one. And now Loki is in the main timeline that we care about. So, is there anything in lore about the strength of the bullet Isaiah shoots during Blaster's neutral sig? No, but there is something about Isaiah basically knowing what kinds of bullets to use for different things. I think it was something of like like ceramic bullets was were the best bullets for lots of different like things like silvered ceramic was like the best bullet to answer a lot of different things like werewolves and aliens and whatever. So Isaiah knows the right tool for the job. Yeah, Red Raptor's trying to get his revenge on Loki because Loki is ultimately responsible for Red Raptor's friends being trapped in Terminus because of the Darkheart Kaiju.
How's my boy Jane doing in the lore?
Jayan?
Yeah.
So Jayan is a mercenary, and actually Jayan is a rather comical character. There are some legends that are just kind of, they're all strong, right? There's a reason why the legends are in Valhalla, right? And these are like the top 60 to 100 whatever legends in all of Valhalla. So Jayan is up there. But he's a bit of a comic relief because, like, for example, he improvises a lot. There's a time where he went up against a giant, and he threatened the giant with, well, basically, he didn't have his sword with him, but he said, I'll fight you with a wooden stick, and the giant was so scared that he ran away, and Jayan's like, oh, I was lucky finding that stick. Also, Jayan lost his eye not from a big battle, but because he was trying to rescue a cat from a tree, and the cat scratched his eye out.
Oh my God.
That's what happened.
No.
Yeah, it's just, and he loves gambling. He just like gambles, and he's not very lucky when it comes to that. Anyway, Graf, good job. Graf, I believe you're you're a pretty strong lore nerd. So let me ask you I believe it was a Sentinel question, right? That's what you played.
Yeah.
Sentinel. Okay, so Sentinel gifted a weapon to another legend. Who was that legend? Sentinel gave a weapon to another legend. Who was it? While you're thinking about that, what's the lore of the occult weapon set? I don't know about specific lore, but I know that weapon sets in general just kind of like, there are cults and stuff like who worship like demons and other like strange deities in Brawlhalla lore. So I think it's just kind of stuff like that. Yeah.
That's cool.
The answer is pretty cool. Yeah.
Is there any like real life stuff that happens in like Brawlhalla related that's also in like the lore? Like, is BCS like somehow in the lore or no?
I don't think so.
I
I know there are some BCX related cosmetics, and I mean some cosmetics are just like they just exist. Just they're clearly not. Usually you can kind of tell what's probably canon and what's not. Just like, is it possible this is canon? Or maybe, like, for example, like this, like, I don't think BCX avatars are part of lore or whatever. But I will say the word Brawlhalla is officially canon. Like, Thor coined that term. So Brawlhalla is an actual term in the lore. Like, that is canon. So I could see, like, Odin could run a Brawlhalla Championship Expo in Valhalla. Like, that's possible. Like, you know, it's not confirmed, but a lot of Brawlhalla lore is just kind of like, they leave a lot of doors open, and they don't want to, like, close any possibilities. And so, if it seems feasible, then it probably is, unless we hear otherwise. Anyway, Graf, yep, you're right. So Sentinel gave Kor his hammer. So, you know, Kor's default hammer has a symbol on it. And that symbol is the Asgardian symbol for justice, because Sentinel gave Kor that hammer. So, Graf, you get to choose either my last Druid Mage Chell skin code or Gardner Bodvar.
Also, chat, you guys have 2 minutes to predict will Baron win this match? Yes or
no? Zavanoya, didn't Jayan defend against Jiro in the lore? I think Jayan was trying to hunt Jiro down. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, Graf wants Druid Chell. So that means now I only have 2 Gardner Bodvar codes left for this lore quiz kind of portion.
Graf, DM me? Yeah, DM me. I don't have it. DM me on Discord. You can get a lore question if you beat Barrett.
Well, so I'm happy to give you lore questions, but you win a code if you answer a lore question after beating me. That's how that works. So anytime anyone wants me to ask them a lore question, I ask them what legend they want. Here I'm using the legend that you're playing as. So I see Sonoid is playing Red Raptor, so it just seems only fitting that I play as THNX researcher Loki. Unless I see another legend request.
Full confidence and except for this thing. Damn, nobody believes Baron's gonna win? Nobody?
Oh my gosh. Oh, why did I cross out Terminus? That would have been so fitting. Darn it. Oh, whatever.
Want me to go back on the...
Nah, don't worry about it. Dang, yeah. Nobody is betting on... You know, I mean, I get it. I don't blame them. No hard feelings.
Wait, Skits, you play Yu-Gi-Oh? Yes, I do.
3, 2, 1.
I don't play the famous one though. I haven't played in a while, and I only know the old ones really well. But yes, I do play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh. Should have played somebody else I was more comfortable with.
Oh, somebody believes in you, Baron.
171 points.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that's probably all of somebody's points, I imagine.
You don't play Master Duel? No, I do not play Master Duel. I'm not a big fan of Master Duel. I'm a big fan of
Exodus. Thank you for believing in me. I hope you don't regret it. I mean,
really
it's channel points. It's fine. Like, this is my first. Like, I had Ski's Twitch stream on. I think this is my first time watching one of Ski's streams, and I already have 240 points. So it's not hard to get those points back. If it's only 171.
It's just because I don't like how you on-charge in Master Duel. But in Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega, which is a fan-made game, they like give you all the cards already. So like, with Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, I don't know, it seems like it takes a while. Omega, it's like, okay, I already have my Red Dragoon set, I already have my Blue Eye set, I already have my Evil Eye set, I have every set I want, you know, and I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the Master Duel way.
Oof. Dang, William oh, so that means somebody put 1 point on me. Well, thanks, William. I hope you don't. I hope you don't miss those points too badly.
Is there anybody?
I am trying my best, by the way. I'm not trying to throw or anything.
Is there anybody in real life that's also in the Brawlhalla lore, or no?
I mean, I've met plenty of Brawlhalla lore nerds. I mean, there is a Discord server full of Brawlhalla, like specifically for people who like Brawlhalla lore, and I moderate that server, so there is that. Graph knows. So there are definitely people, and I know that the devs like the lore as well, especially when all the Dark Heart Terminus stuff was happening just before Loki was released. They actually used purple crystals for like the Autumn Championship for desk decoration. Yeah, so that, you know, they love using lore whenever they can. I actually have 2 of those crystals here on my desk because Left Stick Down was kind enough to give me a couple of those crystals when I came to BCX last year. So a bit of a souvenir.
Do the devs
I make sure to...
About like
what?
any lore questions or lore advice or no?
Sorry, what was that?
Do the devs ever ask you about like lore questions or like lore advice or no?
I don't think so. I don't think they've consulted me on lore before. Anyway, congratulations, Sonoid. You get to, let's see, I get to ask you a Red Raptor question. Okay, name one of the other members of the Raptor Force. So Red Raptor is one of the 5 members of... The answer is no.
Predictions on the way for this next match for Baron.
So the Red Raptor question is, name one of the other members of the Raptor Force. There's 4 other members. So it's not another legend. Okay, listen, I'll give you. I don't know if you maybe misunderstood the question, but like Red Raptor is part of a group of like Power Ranger Sentai type people. None of the other people are legends, but their names, like Red Raptor, their names are in Red Raptor's lore. So name one of the other members of the Raptor Force. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
By the way, predictions are up for the next match. Right?
Yeah, the defensive said that the Dark Heart crystals hurt to hold, so every time I handle the crystals, I always have gloves on. They're just, I mean, I know they're normal, like, purple quartz or whatever, like, really, but I like playing into that.
Emerald.
Oh, so Cinther blocks it's one of his skins. So Emerald, no, it's not. That's not one of those. So the other members of the Raptor Force are, Golden Goshhawk, Blue Osprey, Silver Harrier, and Blue. Let's see, Blue Osprey, Golden Goshhawk, Silver Harrier, and Black Buzzard. So sorry, you don't get that. So Red Raptor's Emerald skin, I know that's inspired by like the Green Power Ranger or whatever. That might have been like another form of Red Raptor or something, but anyway, there you go. Yeah, so those are all listed in his lore. But anyway, I don't see somebody requesting another legend, so I'm going to... Not all their names have alliteration. They are all colors and birds, basically. It would have been great if they were all alliteration, but no, apparently not.
You like the? Do you like the background music?
Yeah, I don't mind, certainly, yeah.
I meant the background music of the main menu. Are you a big fan?
I always enjoy the Brawlhalla music. They do a really great job with music and all events and all, even like the normal music is great. So I like it a lot. Every single aspect of Brawlhalla is a wonderful blend of serious but also silly. It's like the battles are serious for the characters, but for us, like the people playing the game, these are like silly characters. And the lore too. Like there's some really epic things in there, but there's also like really silly, like that's awesome, but that's also hilarious at the same time. And so it's a kind of thing where like nothing about Brawlhalla takes itself too seriously. And I love that about it. So yeah, and the music is a very good way of doing that. Like you have like this Star Wars music, right? With the Star Wars event that uses the Brawlhalla like theme, but it's also just kind of like it's like this tongue-in-cheek, serious kind of humor and stuff. So. Oh. Yeah, unfortunately, Sin did not answer the question correctly. Better luck next time. But yeah, I have two more Gardner Bodvar codes to give away for this. There we go. Just reading some lore here. I'm not toxic, I promise.
You seem like you know everything, my boy.
I don't know everything. I just know where to look to find everything. That's why I'm a librarian. I know where to find the information I need. So.
Oh, also, thank you for the follows, Toby and Michael. We actually just hit 2,300 followers. Let's go.
Oh, nice. Well done. Congrats.
Go on, man. Win this for celebration. Is there anybody that like didn't get a code at BCX that like you gave them like a million chances for? Or no?
Oh no! Everyone got a code at some point. Like there were probably only like maybe like 5 people or something who really struggled, and I just gave them really easy questions that were just like, you can't really fail this. That had to do with lore. I just wanted them to like answer a lore question to kind of like earn it a bit, and but I was happy to get. There were so many like lore book club codes that I was happy to give away as many as possible. So.
Who came up with the idea? You or Brawlhalla?
So the devs did. So I mean, I did not come up with the title at all. It was a complete surprise to me, both in 2022 and 2023 when they had the Lore Master, and also in 2023 the Lore Book Club one. Like I did not know they were going to do that, but then one of the devs just kind of said, "Hey, what do you think we should do with this? Like, do you want to like do something at BCX, like give these out or whatever?" And like basically the only thing I could really come up with was just kind of like, yeah, like. You get this code from me if you answer a lore question. It's kind of like how at BCX 2023 you got the favored by Odin title if you got Photo to sign something for you, right? It was kind of like a similar sort of thing, and they were like, yeah, it sounds great, and it really did start with them, and I'm very grateful for that. Like I was very surprised that I don't really expect that to happen again. Like. It'd be great if it did, but I'm not sure what other like lore title there would be. Like, I already got Lore Master, Lore Book Club already like celebrates the like lore nerds.
Think of a lore title real quick. So, somebody think of a lore title.
Good job, well done.
Plastic. I'm sure there's many.
I do struggle a little bit against blasters, but anyway, so Plastic Dino Nugs, congrats. So now I get to ask you a question about Isaiah. Let's see here. All right. So Isaiah worked under which United States president?
Whoa. That is such an off the rails question. I think I know. Because
Isaiah's like a soldier, like a specialist in like for like a secret part of the Secret Service or whatever and stuff.
I actually met some of the Secret Service members because of my job.
Wow.
I didn't meet. They were just watching us move stuff.
So Exodus. So you said Sentinel. What was the president's name? It wasn't President Sentinel. What was the president's name?
That's not the president.
So you have the right person, but you need to tell me the name of the president. Sentinel is a superhero name. I'm looking for the real name. Again, this is open book. You can look in Sentinel's lore if you want.
I wanna.
Yeah.
I think I know it because of something. There's something I'm gonna say after.
Coates, yeah, that is correct. It is. His name is Henry Coates, and yeah, I'll definitely accept that. So I only have Gardner Bodvar left, so here you go. I will give that to Ski, and Ski will give that to you.
So let's DM me on Disco.
Yeah, congrats.
Let's go. There goes all the lore question, the lore codes.
I have one more. I have one more code. So
okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I gave out 4 codes. I have one more.
Bean Man. Alright, so this is DM me, and then I'll DM me the code.
I do not see a legend request, so once again, I will give it my best shot here.
Do you think it's ever possible to do what Overwatch does and have like a skin dedicated to a player? Or do we already have one? I missed it out.
Well, okay, so in the early days of Brawlhalla, like back in like 2016, 2017 or whatever, I think they did make a couple of skins because I think like a couple of people did like there are a couple of skins dedicated to some like individuals or something. But that was like a long time ago, and they haven't done that in a long time. For example, Mad King Sir Roland is one of them. And I think there's at least another one. I think Vixen, Ada, or whatever. Like, kind of, like, they're not obvious. Oh, I didn't pick up. I'm sorry. There we go. I don't think they're going to have, like, direct references to individual, like, real people.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that is that you never
anything
know
wrong.
what that person will do in the future.
Yeah.
Right?
Sadly, yeah.
Like,
3, 2,
like we've learned from sad experience that like it is like there have been people who are very involved in the Brawlhalla community who have either left themselves or they've done something really dumb or or reprehensible in the future, and and so I mean, you never know. That's just one reason, and there's also like intellectual property reasons, and I think they just don't want to deal with that, right? That's also why the devs won't use fan concepts as well, like fan concepts for skins and things like that. They because they don't want to infringe on someone else's property, essentially. That's the thing. I will say though, they are fine with like subtle references, right? So for example, at BCX 2023, if you were there at the during the Final Four on Sunday night, you got a part of the crowd code, and that is a subtle reference to part of the Creed, right? Who is currently one of the devs in like esports production or something. And then obviously you have Lore Master and Lore Book Club, which they're not references to me specifically, but
All hell bad.
well, actually, I guess they kind of are, because like it's more of a if you know kind of a thing. Because I can't think of anyone else in the community who's known as a Lore Master, and Lore Book Club is the name of the Discord server where lore nerds hang out. So, and also that's the name of the clan that I made. There's hardly anyone in the clan. It's just a clan I made because I thought it'd be fun to make a clan called Brawlhalla Lore Book Club.
Yeah.
And so, so I think that's about as far as that's about as good as we're gonna get, I think.
Yeah, with Overwatch, they used to have skins like dedicated like to the MVP.
Right. I know League of Legends has like skins dedicated to like winning org teams or something, and I don't quite see that happening.
For Sinatra, and then they stopped giving them after Sinatra for obvious reasons.
Right.
But,
so that's the problem. Like people would be paying would be paying money for these things, and it's just well played.
You don't want to take the risk. You don't want to take the risk,
Yeah, exactly. So I get it. It's fine. I'm happy with the opportunities I have to work with alongside them as like a Brawlhalla partner and stuff. Like that's more than I could ask for. So Bean Man, congrats! I will ask you a J-Young question for my last Gardner Bodvar code here. Let's see here. I did share several J-Young facts earlier, but okay. So all right, here's a fun one. So there was a time when Jaehyun placed a bet. Well, actually, there's ads now. Not sure if B-Man can hear. Oh, ad is playing right now. So we'll just wait for the ad. Almost done. Okay, we're back. Hello. Okay. Here's the question, B-Man. So there was a time when Jaehyun bet that he would be the first person to greet his opponent in a match during a tournament, and he lost because. And he lost that bet. Who greeted him first to make him lose that bet? Who over-enthusiastically made him lose that bet? This is a rather obscure one. This is why it's open book. You can have like a minute or so to like try to peruse the lore to try to find that. I just asked the question. Jaehyun lost a bet. Jaehyun bet his tournament winnings that he would be the first one to greet his opponent during like I think it was like a semifinal or something. But he lost that bet because a certain legend greeted him first. Who was that legend?
God damn, it's just like me.
Oh, you're keeping a score. I won 2 out of 10. That's okay. That's kind of what I expected.
You don't have the rest. You don't have the worst record. If it makes you feel better.
Oh, really? Okay.
You know who owns it?
Who?
He's a fellow org owner.
Oh, is it Carlito? Yeah. Did Carlito lose all of his matches?
0-30.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't think that's ever
0-30. Good golly! Wow.
I don't think anybody's ever gonna take that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, Beanman, you are correct. Kaya was feeling good that day. Was feeling happy and cheerful that day. I mean, I'm sure she always is. But yeah, good job. Well done. So that was my last code for lore quiz. I'm happy to give lore questions, but I don't have codes for those anymore. Dang, wow, that's crazy.
Beat me and hit me up in the DMs for the code.
Here, I'll as a bit of I'll change it up a little bit to some other legend that I like playing.
By the way, chat, you guys can always remember what's the request. You guys have 150 channel what's the request.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of requests, so I'm happy to take those requests by all means. All right.
2 and 8. Let's get that. Let's get that 3 and 8 right now. Let's go.
3.
Let's go. Let's do this.
3.
Hold on, I gotta read the lore real quick. Yep. Okay. Cool. Oh yeah. That's kind of funny because I mean, I'm also familiar with Star Wars lore. I mean, like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, that kind of stuff. I'm pretty familiar with that stuff. But yeah, that's funny with the campfire because Darth Vader's body is all covered in lava burns, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I know. So I want to ask, how are you always so happy?
Always so happy?
Yeah, you are always. I always see you in a good mood. Always.
Oh.
Even when people are really toxic on Twitter, you know how Twitter gets.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, sometimes I've let Twitter get to me, but which none of us are perfect. Wow, yeah. I mean, I think part of it is that I don't think I'd well, okay. I do take I do take my role in the community fairly seriously, but it's also not the most important thing in my life. Especially when I was in charge when I became in charge of Global Breakout and now Quillborn, I knew very early on that my priorities would basically be faith, family, work, community, and then hobby stuff, which is Brawlhalla stuff. That basically means that I'm not really able to do as much as I would like because I have a full-time job, I have a family, and all that kind of stuff, right? But that also means that anything that happens in the Brawlhalla community it's not that deep, right? And I think part of it also comes from the fact that I really believe in the power of gratitude and finding the good in everything. And sometimes that can be hard when in a particularly when criticism is high for various things. But I just try to always put things in perspective.
Yeah.
So I have to give credit to I mean I have a very good living situation. I think my faith is a big part of that as well, and also just I feel like I'm in a good place in my life right now, and I just do what I can. I just do the best I can to be my authentic self online. I think that's another key thing. What you see is what you get. Everything I say online is what I honestly would say if I met you in person. I'm a big believer in making sure that that's true.
Ooh, you got a nice character request. Any member of the Valhalla Euro pop?
Ah, yes, excellent. So, for those of you who don't know, Isaiah, Ada, Olgrim, and Fate are part of a techno fantasy Europop band called Electric Fight Orchestra. My favorite of those is going to be Fate because she has a headmaster back to school skin, and she uses a book orb. The book orb is actually the icon for the Brawlhalla Lore Club Discord server. So, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's a very nice question. Those I think there's several reasons for that, and those are the things I mentioned.
Oh, Broke Boy, DM me on Discord what code you'd like, or just join the Discord in the end.
Oh yeah. Well done. Good job beating me. VV is cool. I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun with VV.
By the way, if you guys want to know when the next Beat the Code challenge is and who it is actually tomorrow. Time at the moment is 5 p.m. Eastern, but it is most likely gonna get pushed back to 6 p.m. We'll let you know. And the player is coming back recently from the army last month. and they are the first person that I didn't take a selfie with at BCS. But I did meet them in Delaware. Conspiracy from SIB, the
Oh,
president of
conspiracy.
SIB.
Yeah.
We go from the
Conspiracy is
owner
awesome.
of Quilbon to the president of SIB.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sure you and Conspiracy had your, some chats before.
Yeah. Conspiracy is awesome.
Conspiracy was
Uh,
like, you should get like all the owners to do one. He was like, I can help you with that. I'm like, okay, I can't get Yure because we didn't take a picture. I can get Carlito. I can get Baron, but I want to wait until after. I think I said April was when I originally. So April, I'll give you guys something. For April, I wanted like some big names. Sadly, it didn't work out, and like you were supposed to be on there, but I had my own time constraints. We moved
Sure.
so we go all the way from April to June. Where I'm like, okay, we're heading into CEO. You just had followed me. No, you replied to something, or you post. I forgot what it was. I'm like, oh my god, this is the best time to ask Baron. And I was like, okay, let's ask Baron. And Sap helped me get your Discord.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, Conspiracy is 25, 26.
Yeah, conspiracy is pretty good.
He is pretty good. So yeah, we go from a gold player all the way to 2500s. That's what we always do. We always gotta give you guys some
A variety.
a variety. We love it. We love it. All right. Ends isn't here. Would anybody else like to join to have a chance at Conspiracy? I mean, not Conspiracy. I'm already on tomorrow against Baron on that. Oh. Is Melody your favorite skin? Or no? What is your favorite skin?
My favorite skin?
Yeah.
I think Headmaster Fate and the Halloween Scarlet one, the witch one. Those are lots of fun. I like witch hats a lot. Those are lots of fun. I think I have to say that I love the Darth Maul crossover skin. So and Darth Maul and Darth Vader are such cool ones. I'm also very excited for the Artemis Epic skin that's coming out. To finally, like, we have Orion Prime, and now we have this new Artemis one coming out in a few days. So I'm very excited about that.
You can go again, but it won't go towards the record. And yeah, he did run out of codes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I ran out of codes for the lore quiz thing. I mean, if you want a lore question, I'll happily ask it to you. But I don't give it to you, but give you a question. But I don't have. I currently don't have codes to give to reward you for right answers. I think showing off your lore knowledge is its own reward, personally. But that's just me.
You wanna hit me with that question right now?
Okay. Which legend do you want a question on?
Jayun.
Another JN question? Oh dear. I've been talking about JN before. Okay, this is less of a Brawlhalla lore question, more of kind of like a Brawlhalla, like, real world lore kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
You may or may not know this. This might be a particularly tricky question. As a JN fan, though, I hope you know this. If not, you'll learn something. So, Jaehyun's name, one of the current Brawlhalla devs actually came up with Jaehyun's name. It is one of the Brawlhalla dev artists. Who came up with Jaehyun's name? Who was it?
Is this open book?
I don't know what source you would look at for this one. It's open, whatever. It's not in Jaehyun's lore, but it's kind of like there is one of the artists who work for Blue Mammoth Games came up with Jaehyun's name. And basically, this artist was kind of like approached by one of the devs, and like, okay, so we have this legend from Korea. What's a good Korean name?
Can you? How many Brawlhalla artists are there? Because I think I know only one.
I don't know how many there are. I'm aware of at least 4 or 5.
I'm gonna go with Calamari Pop.
Yeah, it was Calamari.
No way, it's Calamari. The goat? The goat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she has her finger in so many awesome like things in terms of like Brawlhalla like skins and art and design and whatever. But yeah, I think I don't know if they approached her or something, but she was the one who like came up with the name of Jaehyun
Oh.
for him. So
What?
there you go.
Dude, I actually.
And
that,
that one stuck.
Graf, that is a good question. What is the anime reference? What is the anime reference? I'm not even sure.
Is there an anime reference?
In the Red Raptor one. In the Red
Oh,
Raptor slash one.
Well, I mean, like just Sentai in general is anime, and in Red Raptor's art, there's an Akira reference, like with the motorcycle kind of thing.
Oh yeah, the Akira one's really cool. Everybody uses Akira though at one point.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the. I mean, that's a reference, but it's a well-known one.
It's a basic reference. Can we get some new ones? Can we get some Do you watch anime or no?
I watch a little bit. Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Like my wife and I really have gotten into Spy X Family recently. Finally. Also, my wife loves. But my wife's more into anime than I am. Kind of surprisingly, she introduced me to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and she also introduced me to Haikyuu. Those are among her favorite animes. She also watched Ouran High School Host Club as a kid, so I made sure to watch all of that as well.
You know, I used to watch Spy X Family a lot, but let's ask a bigger question. Why did she leave me? Alright.
Why did she leave you? What?
Yes, we gotta ask.
You're asking me a personal question about your life?
Moving on. You know everything, man. I wanted to throw that joke in somewhere.
Would you ask a librarian? Would you go up to a help desk at a library and ask that question? What do you think they would give? What kind of answer do you think they would give you?
Read this.
Like, I don't know. Here's where you can find some relationship notebooks or something.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Is there any other anime references the game makes, or am I?
Oh, I'm sure, but maybe more like anime inspired kind of a thing, right? Like I don't know if I've noticed very many like just flat out references, but like
it's just a slow question for me. The most obvious one I feel like is Petra. Everybody's like, oh, Dragon Ball.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that. Yeah, I'm sure like they took cues from like Dragon Ball and Street Fighter and stuff like that because they wanted to give her a Hadouken move, and I'm pretty sure they developed Petra before they knew that they would be doing a Street Fighter crossover. So yeah, because Petra was made back in like 2019 and Street Fighter came a bit later.
I mean Street Fighter, yeah, the crossover. I thought you guys said Street Fighter the game.
No, the crossover came later.
Oh, Black
Clover.
Yeah. See, I've always been asked to watch Black Clover, but I haven't. I'm actually watching Mashi right now for anime, but for shows I'm watching Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad has been taking up all my time.
I know that sometimes people like to compare certain signatures to stands from JoJo, like that one cross gauntlet sig or something.
Oh, yeah.
Magyar, a reference to Berserk, the 100 souls, guts killing 100 men at once, and this up. I guess I don't know that much about Berserk, but I am aware of Berserk's influence on like Cloud and pretty much anyone with a great sword.
That'd be pretty cool if it was, but I won't. I'm actually Mashley. Drew DM me for the codes. Which code? Yeah, Mashi. Oh, Mashi. That'd be pretty cool if it was for guts, but I mean, I think they just said 100 because 100's like basic, like 100's right there.
Yeah, so I mean, it's possible. Like it's possible that it was inspiration, but I don't know if I'd call that a reference.
I still want a JoJo crossover.
JoJo crossover still bad.
We have 0 anime crossovers yet, which is, I mean, I wouldn't say it's shocking because anime is pretty hard to like get a license for. I know it took Overwatch like.
It depends on it depends on the company you work with, right? Because so if you consider the companies that own the various property rights to various anime, I don't know if any of them have worked with Ubisoft or Blue Mammoth Games yet. Right now we've been surprised. Like I did not expect WWE. So I mean, and yeah, Star Wars is a big one. So I feel like anything is really possible if the connections are made. I think it depends. I think a big connection would be with Bandai Namco. I don't know who owns JoJo actually.
I know we actually now officially, I'm pretty sure we have a partnership in some way with Disney. So, hopefully
Yeah.
we see some cool Disney things.
Lucky Land Communications, I guess, is in charge of the JoJo anime, but then who owns them is the question.
Yeah. Some cross. I feel a bunch of people. Well, I want to say a bunch of people, like 25% of the community is like, why don't they do crossover with this? Why don't they? I don't feel like a lot of people that ask that know licensing is really hard.
Oh, absolutely, and I feel like for most most requests in general that are made to the devs, I think at least 70 to 90% of them are, or maybe 70 to 80% of them are made just like not knowing what would need to happen for that. I feel like the fact that Kingdom Hearts exists is kind of a freaking miracle, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I also do happen to know that I know a couple of the devs who are involved with handling things with other the brand manager, Lashla, I believe, is one of those people who works with third parties to handle that sort of thing. And sometimes intellectual property owners have just seemingly random requests. For example, with Disney and Lucasfilm, we Brawlhalla partners and also Ubisoft partners in general, who are involved in the Star Wars event. We were given some strict guidelines because one of the guidelines was if you have Star Wars merchandise displayed in the video or stream, it has to be official. It can't be fan-made stuff or whatever. Just random little things like that. You just never really know what. And I know that some people are like, why didn't we get more Star Wars stuff? And I don't know. It really depends. You have to blame the IP owners, really. Yeah, someone was saying the fact that Smash exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, if we, I'd be even shocked if we get a anime game, if anything, a gacha game character.
The closest we ever gotten to anime so far has been Avatar, which I know is not actually an anime, but it's in that style, right? And that's Nickelodeon, which has basically I think maybe some of the more obvious partnerships was Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and so forth, just because the style works very well. I will say though, the fact that we have things like The Walking Dead and Halo and WWE and in Castlevania, I feel like anything is really possible. It just depends on what Ubisoft and Blue Mammoth Games are able to. Tekken has an anime series. Castlevania has an anime series, so I guess that's the closest we've gotten to actual anime.
What anime would you? I mean, it'd be Spy X Family, wouldn't it?
I would love to see Spy X Family. If we got Lloyd and Yor as characters, that would be awesome. Anya would be a tricky one. She doesn't really fight. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Bond doesn't really fight either, so I think it would have to be Lloyd and Yor. And then Anya would be an avatar or something, I'm pretty sure. Anya and Bond.
The detective? I forgot his name, but the detective would be pretty cool.
Oh, that'd be a fun one. Yeah.
I think that's his name, yeah. Like I said, I haven't watched it since,
I would also love to, if Haikyuu could be a fun one, because if we can have WWE and they're using freaking crutches and ladders and stuff like that, I feel like Haikyuu with volleyballs and whatever would be fun.
Give me a Spider-Man crossover.
That's Marvel would be a lot of fun too.
That's Marvel. Oh wait, Disney owns Marvel.
We have a Disney connection now, so now it feels a little more feasible.
Chat,
exactly.
That'd be so crazy.
Yeah, you see, this is the weird game that we play here when it comes to crossovers, because it's like that big Fortnite graphic with all the different crossovers. So now that we have this, maybe this is a little more possible or something, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, Blue Mammoth Games had an event in freaking Roblox at one point, so you never know. You can have all kinds of random fun things. Whatever they are, though, I enjoy them. I think all the events have been a lot of fun, and they've all been delightful surprises. So
let me get the 1v1 against Bev.
All right.
Yeah. What do you think about the drift?
Oh yeah, Paladin Jaehyun with the Bifrost. With the hard light. Ooh, that's really cool. I like it. It's like Jaeon empowered with like a piece of the Bifrost or something. I love the concept behind that drip. And speaking of Bifrost, let's go to the stage that's associated with it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Sony owns the games for Spider-Man, but yeah, that's the thing. Like, but there's a difference between Spider-Man, the game character, and Spider-Man, the media character, right? Like the movie character, because like you could have a because like EA and like other companies have done like Star Wars video games, but that doesn't affect the Star Wars crossover here because we're getting the characters like from the movies, and the idea is that the characters are from the movies and the TV shows, right? So anyway, it's a really weird thing. Intellectual property and contracts and stuff are strange.
Yeah. I know Netflix is probably the hardest licensing to. Well, like I'm pretty sure there's harder, but like Netflix is mostly the strictest. And
well, that depends on like Netflix. I don't know how many things they own because a lot of things is also licensed, right? Like pretty much any of the anime. Yeah, right. Yeah. Unless you're thinking about something specific.
Well, I'm thinking about Dead by Daylight with Stranger Things. So I know.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that is a Netflix thing.
So Dead by Daylight has Stranger Things for a good year, and then Netflix wanted to create their own video game app on the Netflix.
Oh
website.
Yeah, on Netflix.
And
yeah.
then they were like, you know what? Take out Stranger Things from your game. So Stranger Things was the map, which was in fairness pretty trash, which I'm glad was taken out. But you can no longer buy the skins or the characters. So Demogorgon, Nancy, and Steve, they didn't take it away from you, but like you can no longer, like if you didn't already own them, you can't own them.
Oh yeah, you can't buy it anymore. Okay, yeah. Here's a couple of interesting things. Actually, you know what? It would be a really great crossover. Dungeons and Dragons. Have you noticed? So Dungeons and Dragons has been doing some crazy crossovers recently with Lego, with freaking like what was it? It wasn't Destiny, or was it Destiny? Dead by Daylight, and also was it Warframe or Destiny? One of the two. They did a crossover with them as well, like some skins.
But yes,
Warframe, yeah.
They've been
and
so
and like there's freaking like shoes and like apparel and stuff with Dungeons and Dragons. Like it's so interesting. But also, let's see, some Jackie Chan crossover. Anyway, congrats, Ski. Good job. Well played. There's another crossover thing. Oh yeah, so I actually heard an interesting news story that has to do with Fortnite crossovers. Did you know that there was a time when Samus was considered to be a Fortnite skin? But Nintendo did not. But Nintendo didn't agree to it.
Yes, I know that.
Because it was a news thing recently because Nintendo wanted the Samus skin to be exclusive to the Switch version of Fortnite, and Epic Games didn't really do that. They didn't do exclusive items for a particular system, and so Nintendo bowed out of that. So would have been cool, but Nintendo. I mean, I love Nintendo. I grew up on Nintendo games, but yeah, sometimes I understand people's frustrations with it. Bring some Rainbow Six Siege crossovers.
Chat, we're never gonna get a Nintendo crossover, by the way. I want y'all to know that right now. We're never gonna get a.
If Nintendo treats crossovers the same way that they were treating that one with Fortnite, then yeah, probably not.
Fortnite's 100 times bigger than Rock
because if you see, because I mean like there's a Minecraft Nintendo crossover, but it's exclusive to the Switch. There's some Nintendo items for like Rocket League, but again, exclusive to the Switch. So if you want a Nintendo character in Brawlhalla. Unless Nintendo changes the way they do crossovers, do not expect that. That's probably just going to be a hard no. Is my guess.
One day, there.
I know people have made some really good mods of like I know like Small Spooky made a really good mod of like Young Link and Mario and all that. Yeah. So
honestly, Rainbow Six Siege is possible in Brawlhalla because of the Ubisoft partnership. But
that is true. I've been surprised that we haven't seen more Ubisoft crossovers here. I mean, we have Assassin's Creed, like which is great.
And Rayman. I think Rayman's probably.
And Rayman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have those two things.
Rainbow Six Siege is possible, but like you can only do so much with like like I used to play Rainbow Six Siege. You can only do so much. Like
Yeah, I mean, like we do have a more adult series represented in Brawlhalla, like The Walking Dead. I was kind of surprised by that when that first happened. So who knows? I was surprised by GI Joe too. Like, what's up with GI Joe? I don't get it.
GI Joe's like the most overlooked crossover.
Yeah, that was a huge surprise to me. I knew almost nothing about GI Joe, but hey, I mean, I think GI Joe is very much a quintessential like Saturday morning cartoon kind of thing, and that is definitely the Brawlhalla vibe. Like the Brawlhalla style is very similar to that Saturday morning cartoon from like the 90s and 2000s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and whatever. So I'm a huge fan of that.
Oh my god, Flaming. Oh, that's Luis. Yeah, Flaming as well. I'm gonna join up, Gub. Got you, GW. Finally, wore the opponents of Baron's time.
All right. Oh.
I bet you get a lot. How much DMs a day do you get about codes?
For codes, so not as much as you'd expect, actually. There was a time when there were a lot more, especially when I was doing like weekly lore quizzes, which I haven't really had much time to consistently do recently. But I think especially when like metadevs are being given out during the pandemic a lot, I think I got at least a few DMs like a month. But now I get like maybe a few a year or something. It's really not that bad. I don't think I'm quite famous enough to be really bothered by it. Anytime someone does DM me, I'm just like, I don't give people codes to people who just come into my DMs asking for them.
Yeah.
And just full stop. Like, you are doing the thing that is preventing you from giving me you a code. So that's just kind of that pretty much always stops it real quick. There were a couple times, like a few years ago, where people would be like, "But it's my birthday," or like pulling that card. I'm just like,
there used to be this
no.
one guy in the chat that used to always just say it's my birthday. I'm like, you said that yesterday, and I didn't give you a code yesterday.
Like just absolutely no, absolutely not. Like,
what the hell?
Yeah, exactly. Like just. Like I get the hustle to try to get as many like free things as possible, but yeah, I set the boundaries very very strictly, and there's just like no budging from that, and that usually stops them pretty quickly. So it's not that bad. I see Flaming says hi. Hello,
Yeah.
Flaming. Good to see you. Speaking of Carlito, like I do remember teaming up with Carlito for BCX last year, and we did terribly. Like our combined skill did not help us at all. But I mean, we had fun. At least I had fun. Carlito seemed to have a good time.
Do you remember who you fought for Tooth? Because
I do not remember. It wasn't anyone like super famous, I don't think.
Whoa!
Wait, were you one of those people?
Flaming, you're not super famous.
Oh, Flaming is one of the people. I'm sorry, man. You are okay. You know what? I apologize.
He says sorry about. He's always sorry about BCS twos. He always talks about how like it was hard to put you down. And when I announced that you were coming this week, he's like, "This is gonna be so hard because like I have to put him down again."
It's fine, Flaming. Like I had no ill feelings during that 2v2, and I don't have any ill feelings now. It's fine. I actually do now that it's been a little while.
What was I gonna say? Oh, Flaming loves guessing who's coming up next. Flaming, next person is the first person that I didn't take a picture with at BCS, but we took a picture at Delaware. It's one of three people, and I'll let you take a guess. Noto, AJ Mo, or Conspiracy?
Victory! Player 2 wins.
GG. Good job.
Conspiracy, yes sir. Conspiracy tomorrow at 5 or 6 p.m. Eastern. Also, whoever beat Baron right now, just DM me with one of these 3 codes.
Alright, there you are, Flaming. Hello.
You know, there's only been 2 people who rejected joining on here, and only one person who just left me on like delivered. I guess they didn't see the message. But dude, I'm not gonna lie. When I asked you, I'm like, let's see if Baron is down, you know. Let's see. I get shy, bruh. I'm not gonna lie. I get shy talking to you big Hollywood people.
I mean, on my end of things, I'm flattered that people see me that way, but number one, I don't want people to be nervous about talking to me. Like, I try to be as approachable as I possibly can be. And number two, I don't see myself as really that big. My tweets and my YouTube videos and my Twitch streams don't really have that many people there. Oh, Flaming has a level 100 Queen Nai. Oh dear. Oh.
And he asked me, rate the drip. What do you think about the drip?
3,
what kind of code
2,
do I get?
1, brawl!
Queen Nai with Bifrost, pretty cool. I think there are other skins that. Oh, and Queen Nai is using the Aurora Bryn Spear. Okay, that's cool. I like that.
Remember this.
But yeah, I try to be as approachable as I possibly can, and hopefully people feel more comfortable talking to me, because I love talking to people. I'm a librarian. I like helping people find the information they need, and so, you know, but yeah.
Do you consider yourself the the guy who knows the most lore out of everybody, or no?
I do, yeah. Like I do still like claim the title of like lore master, essentially.
Yeah.
I haven't yet really met anyone else in the community who has like bested me in terms of lore knowledge. Maybe like specific like tidbits of lore, but overall, like I feel like I've got like most of the lore like just in my memory, and I haven't really seen anyone match that yet. If someone else does, then I'd be happy about that. I'm not trying to like, again, I don't want to monopolize Brawlhalla lore, you know, but yeah. And also, of course, I do recognize that, you know, like being a Brawlhalla partner does like put me up a few notches in terms of fame and stuff. But apart from that, like, you know, my content doesn't generate that much. Like, the amount of viewers you have right now is about how many viewers I expect from any of my streams. So that's why I don't see myself as like as big, but I can see why people see me that way. So. Also, lore is not the biggest part of the Brawlhalla community, like esports and like.
That is true.
So that's another part of it as well. I think a big reason. So the big reason why I got such a pretty large like following on Twitter, a lot of it came from like the giveaways I did back in like 2020 and 2021 and stuff. Like I was giving away like a bunch of like meta-dev Asuris back in 2020 for the first Brawlhalla Battle Pass. So like it was stuff like that. That was just like that gave me like several thousand like followers for a while.
Chat, should I copy the method? Should I copy the method of giveaways over time?
Well, I feel like my following's a bit inflated.
Yeah.
So
that's
personally, I would not recommend it. If you're going for numbers, then sure, by all means, do all kinds of giveaways. But personally, I don't value numbers as well as I value like interactions and, you know, impact and like, you know, positive influence and things like that, just from anybody, right? So
do like people like you know in real life, like your real life friends, coworkers, and the such know that you know you're like a huge.
Well done, Flaming.
Huge like Brawlhalla law guy or not?
Not too much. So a bunch of my coworkers, like I am pretty open about my hobbies, like Dungeons and Dragons and like gaming and stuff. And I am open about the fact that I am like Baron Dipitous, like to like my coworkers and stuff. But I'm generally open about that with people who like aren't in the community, right? Like I still value my privacy, but like so there are people out there who like Like some of I've had one or two coworkers who have been like, "Hey, so my kids play Brawlhalla. I'll have to let them know that." But also their kids are just like maybe like preteen or teenagers or something like that, and they don't follow Twitter or like Brawlhalla lore or anything like that. So
Got you. What do you play in D&D?
My favorite class is Bard, but I'm actually more often a dungeon master than a player. But Bard is definitely my favorite because my very first character was a Bard librarian, because not only do I like music, like I do have a small background in music, but bards can also be like, you know, masters of not just music, but also of like the written and spoken word. And so if you like a librarian, I mean, I like wizards too, but like bards especially. I like the jack of all trades approach.
Do you have any recommendations for D&D? Because as somebody who's trying to get into D&D, which is me, you know, do you have any like? I guess. Yeah. What makes it easy? Because I know D&D is really hard to get into.
Well, it depends. A lot of it has to do with like finding a group, right? So are you trying to find a group? Like, is there a club somewhere, or like what are you trying to? What's going on?
I'm trying to find a group, you know.
Okay.
It's like a long thing. Like we have like 6 people so far who are down for D&D. You know.
Oh well, I mean, personally, I think 6 people is plenty, honestly, because as soon as you get like more than 6 players at a table, it gets hard to like. It gets like, it feels like a big group, right? Like I've played with groups of like one time I've run a couple of sessions with like 10 people before, and it's there's too much going on. Like if you start running like combat, like it takes forever to go through one round of combat with more than 6 people, because everyone has to take their turn, and also the dungeon master's running all the monsters. So if you imagine like a turn-based RPG, imagine like 10 people taking their turns in one turn-based RPG combat. Like that's why you want like 4 to 6 players with a dungeon master. So like 5 to 7 people is probably like the sweet spot for a group size. And then so if you have a group already, that's great. I think the other struggle is just finding someone who's willing to be the dungeon master.
Yeah, I think we have 2 potential ones.
Okay, and
do you
personally,
play online or just like real life?
I've done both. I've run games online and in person, a lot actually, and I've taught a lot of new people how to play D&D. And actually, when I was a DM, I was brand new to D&D at the time too, like back in like in the 20 teens or whatever. Good game, good job. But my advice would be just kind of like, for the dungeon master, my advice is your priority is not the rules. Your priority is making sure everyone has fun, right? And everyone will learn the rules as they go along, right? Like that's.
Go on.
And also like improv, kind of like making things up as you go along. That's totally fine as well. Like if the group decides not to go to the cave where you had a goblin camp encounter planned, you can move that goblin encounter like down the road where the party is going. Like you can move things around as a dungeon master. It's totally fine. But yeah, just have fun, really. Like just D&D is more about having fun than it is about like trying to follow strict rules. So I hope that works out. I run the Barons. Who is this?
I think I want to say it's Guichabu.
Okay.
I want to say it's Guichabu, but I'm not sure.
I run the Barons. What does that even mean?
I have no idea.
The Barons.
It is Guichabu. It's Guichabu. It's Guichabu.
Oh
All right,
gosh.
you are against the champion Banda.
Yeah. That's. Yeah. See, this is kind of the experience that I have while I'm competing in BCX right here. Just kind of like this level of this kind of like diamond like or higher gameplay, and I'm attempting to like take one stock off or something. Okay. Yep. I kind of figured. Okay, no. I will say though, I do pride myself in being kind of hard to like hit off stage because I do try to mix my movement up a bit. So I have gotten that compliment from like pretty good players. They're like, come on, it's hard to KO you or whatever. So I will say that. Like I might not be good at Brawlhalla, but at least I'm not dumb. So.
At least you're not dumb. That's a new one.
Oof. Well, there we go. Good job. Enjoy your code. Congrats.
Annihilation. Player 2 wins.
Take your code and go. Kind of a thing. Okay, so my record won't be as bad as Carlito's, but it's probably gonna be pretty
this might
similar.
be the second lowest one, you know.
The second lowest.
Second lowest, yeah. I can't remember anybody. I think Baron might have lost that one. Yeah, it was a close game, you know. Like, pretty close. That's not me, man. Yo, ever since Guichi,
it's not me, man.
Ever since
I don't know. That was pretty high level play there. I felt like I was stuck in a bunch of Qatar and cannon loops there.
It's like it's not like you. More importantly, he's not only the Bardo champion. He's also the Canon Legends only champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the more important thing.
Source, trust me, bro.
It's harder to win a weapon trials than it is, you know, bottles. Ever since Guichibu joined Perseus, everybody in Perseus talks like him, and it's like, oh my god. Guichibu is an influencer, man. Like, I don't know if you follow most of Perseus members, but like, they're always like, I don't know, and then they like end the sentence with "man!" exclamation mark, and it's like, Guichibu really infected everybody.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really follow them, so I'm not sure. But, oh, I have not followed you yet either. There we go. So.
Oh my god, my goat. Thank you. Let me follow you back. When are you gonna do another Brawlhalla weekly quiz?
So again, like the problem is, like, so I was doing those weekly quizzes when I was working part-time. I was a part-time librarian at that time. So I had like a whole extra day all to myself. And so that I use that time to kind of like, you know, keep up with things like, you know, having new lore quizzes and like giving out prizes and like working on other projects and stuff. But since I work full-time now, and I have worked full-time for the past few years, that's a big thing for me, unfortunately. So yeah, it's kind of more of like, if I can find time to like, I have a couple of like events or a couple of cool things planned for the future, and I hope that they come to fruition if I can find the time to make it happen. So that's my... Oh, I need to choose a legend, sorry.
You're good. I'll win both Trust. I'm pretty sure that's the one Balloon Boy's playing in. Have you ever casted a tournament before, Baron?
Once or twice, actually. There was a bot tournament that Double Doc and I did just for fun. I am hoping to host a bot lore tournament sometime in the future. I've had this idea for a while now, but I just haven't been able to find much time to get around to it. But and also, I was sort of I was aware of so I actually helped organize and cast a small Rushdown Revolt tournament as well, because they were paying money. The devs of that game were directly supporting and paying for small community tournaments. So there was that. I was considering getting into Rushdown Revolt lore for a little bit, but I didn't see very much happening with the lore, and I also didn't. Rushdown Revolt actually didn't get as off the ground as I think the devs were hoping, unfortunately. Which I hope they find more success with that or elsewhere, or with that game too. Like I like the concept that they have, but anyway, there's that. And I mean, I would be open to casting. It's just that I'm not. I know very very little about like esports, right? Like that's the big thing. A good caster is. But if people want me to cast with them, I'd be happy to like be a co-caster or something. I just wouldn't be like I'd know about characters, I know about lore, and I would like, you know, I would enjoy being there, but that's the only thing.
It seems
So-
like you're the perfect fit for weapon trials.
I mean, yeah. If people want, if I'm always happy to consider invitations for casting. So
I mean, if you'd like
If
to,
I-
are you free this Saturday? Cause like,
this Saturday, that'll depend on the times. I haven't been able to participate in very many, like competing in very many weekend tournaments, just because sometimes I have things going on Saturdays. But if you give me the times, I can that I would need to be there for. I can.
So there's 3 blocks. There's one at 7 p.m. Eastern, one at 8 p.m. Eastern, and one at 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
7. Sorry, what were they? 7,
7, 8, and 9:30.
9:30. Okay, Eastern. I'll consider that. I'm in Mountain Time, so I'm like 2 hours ahead. Well done, well played.
Ahead.
Behind. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm 2 hours
I was
behind.
about to say.
Sorry, no. So that's earlier in the day for me. I'll think about it. I'll see what I can do.
All right.
You know how this color caster better be a black and white caster.
Yeah.
Actually, so so I am aware of so I know there's play-by-play casters and there's color casters. If I were to cast, I would be more of a color caster. I'd be more of like the kind of the person like I wouldn't do as well with play-by-plays. Just because again I'm not as familiar with like the deep mechanics of Brawlhalla. But I'd be a good color caster, like kind of like a person to play off of, to kind of like maybe help keep the conversation going or something. I don't know.
It'd be perfect.
But I'd be a black and white caster.
So,
That's funny.
Are you guys ready for a potential ban win
3,
for
2,
the
1.
Blasters
brawl.
Legends only tournament?
Oh
Just have a-
gosh. Yeah, I also don't know how much fun I would be as a caster. Like I know I have like I know there's definitely like the sense of like a celebrity guest kind of a thing. I get that, but
Yeah.
in terms of value as a caster, I don't know how well I would do with that.
You do well. We had a last minute celebrity guest caster. One of the biggest content creators, Swapped, casted that.
Oh, Swerve!
invitation.
Nice, yeah.
He had his funny fish as the camera. It was really fun.
Oh, the fish, yeah. I will say, like, there was one time where I was involved in a, my wife and I were involved in Veggie Mama's, Valentine's, tournament, right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it styled on me, good gracious. Anyway, and basically, Veggie was looking for, like, Brawlhalla couples, essentially, and I'm like, well, I mean, I'm a married man, like, my wife, like, has played Brawlhalla before, but not very much, so just why might as well. The thing was though, we probably weren't very exciting as competitors because we were playing alongside like Snowy and like I think Sandstorm was also one of the co-casters with Veggie, and like several other pro players.
Yeah.
So we didn't do very well, and I think other people were kind of like more of a draw for the tournament anyway. So yeah, I mean we had fun. Like I knew we wouldn't get very far in that tournament, but like we just did it for fun. We're like exactly, and like hey, we're a couple. We're a married couple, so that's different from like most of the other couples were like dating couple, or like boyfriend girlfriend or otherwise.
Yeah, you guys won in that department,
Yeah,
department,
exactly. Also, we came up with a good couple name, like Love and Lore or something like that, which Veggie really appreciated. So,
Drew, you were in the top. Oh, DM me, Nutsack. Which code you like? These are the codes available. Drew, who won you yesterday? If I don't remember, honestly, the tournament. When I'm in tournament mode, and like I forget about it the next day. Oh, I was too bad. Oh, that's who you were. Yeah, so I'll hit up I'll hit up later. Jesus, let me know about that Baron about casting Saturday.
okay, so yeah, I'll look at 7, 8, and 9:30. 7, 8, and 9:30.
Those are
right?
estimated times, just in case of like,
Estimated,
worst case
and each block would be. It sounds like an hour.
Yeah, an hour, and then second block is the longest with an hour and a half. Sometimes
Right.
you gotta ask the players not to play like MACD, Sometimes DQs happen too, which leads to.
Sure, yeah. Okay, I'll think about it and I'll see if I can let you know. Yeah. I also say I'll probably need to leave after a couple more matches, so I can probably do like let's see, I've done 18 matches so far, 2 and 16. I can probably do yeah, absolutely. There we go. See, this would be number 19. I can probably do one more after this, unless there's other things you had planned or were hoping for. Or maybe I could go up to, or maybe I could also do like up to like 25 total matches or something.
What, my bad, man. Were you talking to me? Because I was on the phone.
Yeah, I was saying that I might need to leave either after this match or maybe like a couple more or something.
Oh, okay.
Because this is match number 19. I'm happy to like either end it at 20 or maybe like 25 or something.
Yeah, so. Dang, bro, it's 2 and 18. No, he was 2 and 16.
I'm currently 2 and 16. This will be the 19th match that I've played in this one.
Hey. Yeah, I got hit by Helicopter. Yeah, Helicopter, by the way, if nobody knows who Helicopter was yesterday, that is Darwin. Darwin has finally gotten a PC. And every day we see more and more console freaks go into PC and turn into a PC demon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, Osmosis, you gave the comment about being 2 and 18. It's kind of what I expected, if I'm being honest. So I don't feel bad at all. I know that I am average in skill among like all Brawlhalla players worldwide, but when it comes to like the active online community, most players are more like platinum or like close to like gold and platinum. So I am not. So most people are better than me, and I know that, like of the active people online. So I don't feel bad at all.
He's in it for the lore.
Exactly. Yeah. Gold level player, a Holland level lore master. That's what I'm all about.
The best lore master.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be the best at something. It's not Brawlhalla, but it's Brawlhalla lore. That's what I go for.
What is the weirdest request somebody asked of you? Or weirdest
Besides
question?
random codes in my DMs?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I'm having a hard time remembering. Sometimes people will just ask me like really random. Okay, so some understandably, some people ask me like random lore questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten questions about like who would be the most racist or homophobic.
Yeah, I couldn't expect that.
Personally, I think those are stupid questions. But I'm like, I mean, the best answer I can come up with is like, well, there are evil characters in the lore, like you got legitimate villains, so but their villainy is more like
villains with morals.
Their villainy is more like murder and theft and whatever. It's not like it's not like it's not like social villainy or anything like that.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, Loki's gonna kill you because you're a specific race. No, Loki's gonna kill you because he wants to kill you. That's why. Don't worry.
Exactly. And like Brax isn't like. I mean, you could make an argument for someone like Brax because like Brax is like he is a Zactarian. His alien race is Zactari. But even then, he's like destroyed planet. He's like. He's a tyrant among his own kind as well. So I mean, like I don't know, man. Like the thing about lore and topics like this is that for good reason, most fictional worlds these days just avoid those topics entirely. Yeah. Like they deal with other things that like they deal with other things that aren't gonna be like. So that the focus can be more on like the characters and the special, lore and whatever, and not on like real world issues.
I don't think it's a good idea to give like a character. Oh, this character is racist. This character is homophobic or transphobic. Imagine if you're like, if you're trans and like, oh, this character that you love the lot is transphobic. No,
right?
No game's
that's just not part of the lore. That's just not part of it at all.
Like for themselves, like, oh my god, like Mary, what's the most Come on, brother. What?
To be fair, I've only gotten that question like maybe 3 or 4 times in the past like 5 or 6 years. So I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, some people have also asked me like how old Kaya or Suri are, and that's why and so there was a time when I used to give like a lore answer to it, but then some people kind of like pointed out like, I don't know if you should be answering that, and I'm like, oh, I see. Okay, well, and I think. I think most people who ask these questions don't like have ill intentions necessarily, but because I don't like the reasons why someone asked that question, I'm just like, just assume Kaya's a kid, okay? Like, she acts like one, just whatever, just like, yeah. I actually made a YouTube video about this a little bit ago, just kind of saying, look, I did explain like, why I think the arguments for why Kaya is probably still like young, whatever, even if she is in Valhalla, but also that don't worry about it, like it doesn't matter, like I don't think, but whatever. I don't get my hair in a twist for things like that. It's just like whatever. So the weirdest, that's what the weirdest would be, I think.
Don't be too sad. Who's the oldest?
The oldest? Yeah. So if we assume, if we just, you can assume that either legends age or they don't age in Valhalla. I generally assume that in Valhalla, legends are like they stay at their peak athletic performance essentially. But so see, I think Wu Shang is definitely up there in terms of humans, right? Because he was a war general before he became a monk, and he spent time as a monk. So he's been around for a while. They said, what another one? Whew. Excellent.
Let's go.
All right. Let's see. Probably like Loki or Thor, or like Thea, like gods, demigods, right? That would. Zariel's probably up there as well. Technically Thatch because he's Poseidon, but he's like a watered down Poseidon.
That's his Poseidon?
Did you not know that?
What the hell?
Okay, so we did not know that until Mako released. And you read Mako's lore, Mako says that her father is... So, Mako's father is Poseidon, but then she also talks about how her father is a madman. And the only person in Valhalla lore that is called a madman is Thatch. So
I know.
And also Thatch is married to the sea.
Yeah.
So he's Poseidon.
I saw somebody reply asking some weird question about Thatch in the sea. I remember that.
Okay, well that's also another stupid question that I just refused to answer. I'm like,
don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, he's Poseidon, which I think that makes things like that make a little bit more sense because in Greek mythology, like the sky, the earth, the ocean is like embodied in various gods and goddesses. So, yeah.
Getting cooked by the actual law master is insane. He knows law and he's gonna cook you while telling you law.
I really want a hammer that's just like a book at the end of it. I haven't seen that yet.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
Well, we have gotten some really good hammers though. Like the fish hammers are among my favorites.
The frozen fish.
Like the ice block with the fish in it.
Yeah.
There's also like a key hammer or something. What?
What happens if you die in Valhalla? Like, can they die in Valhalla?
So in actual Norse mythology, the way that it works is that if you're a warrior who came to Valhalla because you died in battle or something, and if you die in Valhalla, you just get back up the next morning. So, Brawlhalla very much like, unless stated otherwise, they take their basis off of, they're based off of classic Norse mythology. Not the Norse mythology of like Marvel or anything, but like classic actual Norse mythology. And that's what it is in Norse mythology. So, if anyone does die in Valhalla, they just get back up the next morning. All their wounds are healed. It is a warrior's heaven for a reason. You get to fight and drink mead and feast on meat, basically until Ragnarok. So, yeah, it's just like you just get to fight in battles all the time, and it's just like that's what you live for.
So, is there any? I think there's one character, but is there any character that's like went to Valhalla without dying?
Oh yeah, plenty actually. So if they are not human, they like if they're not human or mortal, like obviously like Thor and Loki and Thea, they didn't die because they're like demigods from either Valhalla or from like Mount Olympus or something. Zariel came from Elysium. But there are some humans, some mortal that did not die. For example, Bodvar was so good at fighting that he was worried that he'd never be able to die in battle. That's why he broke down the doors and entered Valhalla himself. So there's that. There's people like Orion who just like crash landed into Valhalla from somewhere else. Nyx is in Valhalla because she was chasing down some cosmological cold cases, like people who didn't quite like reach the afterlife in the proper way, like Bodvar or Cross or Cross is an interesting one because I'm pretty sure Cross did die, but he was supposed to. He made a deal with the demon in his two-faced coin, but the deal was that the demon would claim Cross's soul after Cross's last battle, and so Cross being in Valhalla is like his last the big loophole in that. So as long as he's able to keep fighting in Valhalla, he's not going to be claimed by the demon. Yeah, stuff like that. Most of the humans and like most of the mortals did die in battle somehow. If you don't know how they got to Valhalla, then that's probably how. That's just kind of the default.
Player 2 wins.
Rayman wandered into Valhalla because Valhalla is connected via the Feywild to lots of other realms.
Raymond
Yeah.
just walking in there.
Yeah, Hattori also wandered into Valhalla as well. She was wandering the Twilight Realm after she, like, made a deal with a demon and got.
Can they get out of, like, if they didn't die, can they get out of Valhalla, or are they just stuck there?
Yeah, probably. I mean, Orion leaves Valhalla from time to time. Azoth gets summoned over and over again. So he.
That's funny.
There's that.
He just randomly gets summoned.
Yeah, so Azoth, so he's a lich. He gets summoned when people like gather when like an evil cult gathers his soul stones and like summons him to Earth, and it just keeps happening over and over. Like Azoth's title is One Man Dynasty because he just keeps coming back over and over, and
So,
he's actually kind of tired of it. He just wants to like relax, fight in some battles in Valhalla, and just like relax with his cat Dander. So it's kind of a chore for him at this point.
So like he can just in the middle of a battle, he's just like, ah man.
Dang it! Come on, man. Yeah, and actually, Hattori's the one who watches his cat while he's gone. He's like, just watch my cat, okay? I don't know how long I'll be gone for. Just take care of my cat, please. Yeah, Hattori's the one who takes care of Gander. Hattori specifically. And Azoth has fought several people, actually. Azoth has been beaten by Mirage and Fate and several other people, probably. He's just, like, come and gone all over the place.
What got you into Valhalla in the first place, actually?
Good question. I basically I discovered it as a free game on Steam back in 2018, and I played a lot of Smash Brothers Melee and Brawl. Those are some of the games I grew up on. Just casually, like me and my sister would just like play together, and that was it. I never went to any like LANs or anything like that. I didn't really know they existed. I just played those games at home. But yeah, and I saw that Brawlhalla was basically kind of like another Smash Brothers. And I'm like, ooh, it's like a Saturday morning cartoon Smash Brothers. This looks fun. And then I just love how the weapons are very unique, and Brawlhalla is very good at making you feel awesome. Like even though I'm not very good at the game, the design of the moves are just lots of fun and like very unique. Like the big hammer, the lance, the blasters, now the orb and boots and all that. There's just lots of cool, like the bow where you like literally like shoot your opponent with the bow. Like that's really cool. And then I discovered the lore, and I found out that no one else was. There are other lore nerds, like Expired is a big one, but no one ever really got serious about the lore before me, at least to the level that I did. So
Aaron is about to beat Webber. Yes, that is what's happening. My God. So, yeah,
do it.
you really
I know. So I noticed that this person is in Risk. So I don't know how good this person is. Pretty good apparently, but.
Webber's upcoming.
Oh darn it. Okay. Nope, not quite.
No, we brought it up. Almost.
Caster's Curse, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
Sam
fine.
was just
It's
hyping
fine.
it up.
I felt pretty good about that. Anyway, like I did pretty well. I made him sweat, I guess.
Yeah, W. Will Baron ever win a weapon trials? That'd be insane. So I do want to ask something. How was it? Taking over global breakout. And, yeah. Which is our football.
Like how it happened and stuff.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it was quite unexpected. All the stuff that was leading up to it was very unexpected for me.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, like, I was actually in that San Diego trip as well. My wife and I were, and I mean, my wife and I had a great time in that trip. If I'm being honest, like I was honestly very oblivious to any of the drama, or any of the things that were going on. My wife and I had our own room. We came a few days later, actually, just because that's how schedules happened. We didn't meet up with them at the Universal Studios theme park until like halfway through the day. I did notice that like some things were happening, like there was some like Jovi and other people seemed stressed at the time. I didn't know exactly what was going on until like a few days after the fact, where like some people were trying to like. I was getting information from multiple sources essentially, and anyway, that whole mess. And then all of a sudden, when during the worst of it, when it seemed like there was really going to be no way out of it, he just kind of called me and asked Jovi just called me and asked me to be the new CEO of Global Breakout. He had asked somebody else who was more involved in it, but they said no. And I honestly probably could have said no as well, because I don't know anything about being an org owner at all. Like, obviously, not much has been going on in Quillborn, at least on the front end of things, just because.
I heard you guys are cooking, though, which is good.
We try. Like, I will say that I'm excited about the projects that we had announced. They're going. The progress is slower than I anticipated. And so I don't know to what degree they will be completed. So even that, I feel like I'm not really doing very much as an org owner. Things are just kind of like settled down, just kind of the way they are now, and I don't really have much time or money to really do anything.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, like we do what we can, I suppose. But everyone who's in Quillborn now is like, it's like a little community that I just tried to maintain the community essentially, and we just do what we can. Someone asked what even happened at San Diego.
We can't talk about it.
Well, I'll go over the broad strokes.
Yeah.
There were a lot of accusations of, there's a lot of relationship drama and like emotional manipulation on multiple sides, and Jovi was accused of some pretty awful things, and
3,
yeah,
2, 1.
and then a lot of like like twit longers came out like going against Jovi and like how he treated people and guitar loops. And at least for my part, like I never really saw any of that, because, and I mean, I feel like I worked with Jovi pretty closely on some creative projects. Some came to fruition, some didn't. But for like the couple of years that I was involved in Global Breakout before that point, like I considered Jovi a pretty decent friend. And anyway, it's a lot of stuff, and it's just it got really complicated. And a lot of that drama kind of like came to a head like in like in interactions and like in the hotel rooms at San Diego. Wait, no, I think it was Los Angeles. Whatever it was, wherever like it was in California, Southern California, wherever Universal Studios is. I think it was Los Angeles actually.
I know that's tough on you.
Whatever, but yeah. So I would like more stuff to happen with Quillborn. I'm trying to get some things done before BCX. I don't know how many things will be done, but anyway, like again, my life priorities are like I do spend more time with my life priorities with like family and work and stuff like that. So that's another part of it. And I don't have very like Jovi and other like org owners, they spend a lot of money to like do things with the org. And I was barely able to like get like funding to commission like their rebrand assets. So that's another big thing as well. Well done, GG's. That's another big part of it too, is just like
Player 2 wins.
me and my family can't really dedicate very many like monetary resources to it, to stuff like Quillborn.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm grateful for what I've been able to accomplish so far, and I also do feel like I've been able to help facilitate more connection and communication between org owners.
Yeah, no, that's what I always hear that about you. Like, oh, Baron, like, you made a whole group chat with like all the org owners.
I did. Yeah, I did. I know there's
except one, I think. I'm not gonna call him out, but I think except one.
I basically just like any org that's been around for a while, essentially. And I know there were org group chats before, but I think they kind of like when Jovi was around. But I think there wasn't like, but I think there was also like some like conflicts and arguments that happened, and maybe some bad blood between. I don't know much about all of that. Yeah. But as far as I have seen some disagreements between org owners in that chat, but by and large, I think things have been good. And also, that chat hasn't really been used very much in the past few months. Like the opportunities for collaboration are there, but we haven't really done much of that. We're all kind of like doing our own thing.
I know,
but
the tri-org tournament was
the what?
The tri-org tournament when it was Quillborn.
Oh yeah, we were involved in that with SIB and Meow. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what much I can do for Quillborn, but I'm down to help if ever needed.
Well, I will say that like so, and we explain this in the Quillborn Discord server too, in the About Us and Rules section. But basically, Quillborn is definitely. I've changed it to be project based, and if someone wants to be involved in a project, or if someone wants to suggest a project, they can do that without being a member of Quillborn. So if you want to be involved in any of our current projects and like help out, by all means, I'm happy to chat and see if there's something we can do. So you don't have to be part of Quillborn officially to like be involved in Quillborn projects. The only reason we have Quillborn membership in the first place is those are the people who stuck around from the Global Breakout Day. And a lot of them are also involved in the rebranding as well. So when it comes to like anything that's like important for the development of Quillborn as a group, then that's what the membership is for. But I'm happy to work with any artist, caster, editor, whatever. It's just that I don't really have much in the way of money to offer.
I'll do it for you. I don't mind.
It really is just like Quillborn's all about passion projects. And the sad reality of passion projects is that it's not they often it's been my experience that they develop rather slowly because people have lives right outside of these are just passion projects where like they're not gonna earn anything from it. It's just the joy of creating things, which is not the most sustainable, but that's what we have right now, and that's what I'm able to do.
Yeah, I'm proud of you for taking over Global Breakout, making it what it is. I know, like, out of it, that is probably like one of the hardest things to ever do, mostly after contract.
It definitely has been, yeah. But I honestly couldn't have done it without like the people who decided to stay in Global Breakout. There were like 70 Global Breakout members before I became the leader, and there were like 70, like 70. It was insane. One of the problems that Global Breakout had, that lots of orgs have had in the past, is just too many people.
Yeah.
And about half of those people just left, which that worked out. So now we and other people have just been inactive and on a hiatus and whatever. I think we really only have like about 20 to maybe 30 people
I like how
in
y'all kind
Quillborn
of do
now.
what like Neutralix does, where like, oh, you know, if you want to also be part of another org or like help out another org, you can.
Yeah, I don't see, like, I understand why exclusivity in terms of like, you know, an esports a pro player representing an org for esports, like I get that, but I don't see any need. I don't see any need for exclusivity beyond that. And since we're not doing that, then I have no problem with like Supreme or Double Dock or anyone else being involved in like SIB or other places. Like I'm happy to work with anybody. And if you want to be like part of
you
a
heard it here
Quillborn,
first. No, I'm kidding. Go on. Go on.
that was pretty much the thought. Just like, yeah, like I don't like. There's no. I don't have any like specific perks to offer Quillborn members except like specific Discord channels, which aren't really used very much. So,
I'll take it.
or maybe like first dibs on project. But I like even without being a Quillborn member, like we can chat about project ideas or whatever. So, but yeah, I'm hoping that by BCX I can get something done with the comic, with the music, and with the games that we announced. I don't know how many of those. A Brawlhalla card game and a Brawlhalla tabletop role-playing game. Yeah, the things that we announced on Twitter like a little while ago. I don't know how many of those things will actually happen by BCX, but I'm hoping to get some things done by then.
SkillSets and
So-
Quillborn, guys, you heard it first. Huge SkillSets, and then SIV. I mean, I think I'm the only person part of 2 clans, which like I know a lot of people are part of 2 orgs. I'm part of 2 clans.
I don't know much about the clans, the clan the various clans that exist and stuff. I don't follow clans very much because there's so many. It's usually more just kind of like friend groups or whatever.
Like I'm part of Spirit Realm in game and like help them with the tournaments and such and like streams and
Nice.
stuff. And then House of Greysword.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm on. Yeah, I stream for them, but I'm not in the in-game thing due to me not being 2300 on my alt account, which shows up on like when they do like the score points.
Oh,
they
yeah,
score
yeah.
But I'm 2300 on my main account. But since my main
Okay.
account is from PlayStation, and I've used my PlayStation account on PC because I didn't have a PC beforehand, it doesn't show up. So like, it's funny
Yeah.
because I get a lot of messages after like I beat somebody on an experimental or something like, huh? Like, this is like your 12th game? Like, I'm like, no, bro. I'm 2300. Just if you search up SkillSets on Brawlhalla, it's gonna show like at 2 hours I was playing on my Access PC account on my, which it's dumb. I wish Brawlhalla could fix it, but you know, it's dumb. But yeah, I'm down to help out with any Quillborn projects that I can.
Yeah,
I don't know
if
what
there's a
much I
particular-
can offer.
If there's a project you're particularly interested in, let me know.
Yeah,
So,
send
yeah.
me the invite in DMs.
Well, yeah, the Quillborn Twitter bio has the Discord link.
Gotcha.
So yeah, if you just go there, you'll see it all and everything. So
Gotcha. I don't think you have
there's a roles channel for specific for a few different projects. So
Gotcha. I don't think there's any more competitors, so
yeah, I'm noticing that. So that's totally fine. 3 and 20 and 3. That's, you know what?
let's
I'm fine with
go.
that.
Let's
Better than 23 and 0. So
0 and 2. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Baron.
yeah, it's been a wonderful pleasure. Thanks
You
so
can
much for having me. I appreciate the invite.
You're welcome. You can promote anything else you'd like your Twitter.
Lore, am I right? That's pretty much it.
Got you. All right. Thank you so much, Baron, for joining. It's been lovely talking to you.
It's been wonderful.
Finally
Have a
having
great
the
rest of your day.
The low master
Yeah.
stuff. Have a
Take
great
care.
rest. You
Bye.
too. Hopefully, we can be in some projects.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye, chat. Let's see who we raid, chat. Who we raid? That's pretty fun. Let's raid Sap. Sap was here earlier. Let's give him some love.